Hello, everyone! Is this working? What is going on? Okay. Hello, everyone! Is this... What is going on? Delayed. Okay. Hello, everyone! Is this... Hello, everyone! Let me start this over, I'm sorry. Is this... Alright, let's try this again. Okay. Alright, so I have a bunch of Sega Genesis games here. I'm just making sure everything's working.
Alright, let's try this again.
Okay, everything appears to be in order. Awesome. Now, tell me if anything is up or not working super well. Tell me if anything's happening. Alright, so let's start off with the most basic Genesis game imaginable. Well, not basic, but you know what I mean. Can't have Genesis without Sonic. Yeah, this is really just kind of a means of experimentation, just seeing, because I might do more streams in the future. Anyway, I have a bunch of Genesis games, and I'm going to just be playing through them. This is running on the original hardware. I'm already doing a bang-up job at this. I'm not very good at the original Sonic. I'll just say that right now. Excellent. But yeah, I have a bunch of Genesis games. I'm going to be running them on the original hardware. I'm just going to be seeing how streaming works so I can do more of it in the future. I might as well say what I think of the Genesis. I really like this console. I think it's very good. There's a lot more to it than just Sonic. For instance, there are a lot of really good games on this thing that don't really get as much attention. A lot of them are admittedly Western developed, and already I died on the second level in Green Hill Zone. I am the best. I'm the best. Toad. Actually, yeah. One time I was playing Super Mario 3D World at a friend's house, and I haven't played the game in a while at this point, and we were choosing different characters. I decided to do Toad. Let me get in more momentum. Alright. And so, yeah, I played as Toad, and one of my friends who was playing with me just had to ask me, hey, are you the best? And that just started this whole cataclysm of me doing this Toad voice, like, insanely loud. We were, to provide context, we were in this big house, pretty much alone, and there really wasn't anyone else around, so I could afford to do this. I wasn't just being a crazy person, though I am quite the crazy. I guess I could always do that. But yeah, I started from that point onward. You know, I'm failing at this terribly. I believe I am the lost. Okay. Let me see if I can just get up there. Or, do you know what? No, I'm just going to do a blind jump. That always works. Or I could... No need! It was right at the end, too. Awesome. Yeah. So, I started doing crazy shit. Like, I started picking up random friends. And like, Eddie, what are you doing? I just pick them up, I throw them off, and then I jump along with them. Why did you do that? Because I'm the best! Do not give me ideas, people. I will take advantage of every opportunity you put in front of me. I can be a little much sometimes. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to crash through that wall. I can be a little much. You know what? No. Or I could just do that. Yeah. Springs. Gotta love them. True indicator that you're playing a classic Sonic Genesis game. The presence, the omnipresence of the Asphalt Springs. True indicator that you're playing a classic Sonic Genesis game. The presence, the omnipresence of the Asphalt Springs. It's really weird, because it's, like when you're streaming, there's a delay between the, software and the video playing on screen. So after, like, I say something, like, I'm hearing what I said, like, a minute ago. Or not a minute ago, but, like, maybe half a minute ago. Alright, now let's take care of Dr. Eggman! Or Ivo Robotnik, who was very happy that he killed me. I'm normally much better at this game, but because I'm also trying to focus on, speaking, that also plays a big factor. That, and this is one of the Sonic games I've played the least. Not that it's bad, it's very, very good. I do like this game quite a bit. But, whoa. You know what? No, I'm going to give this another go. I'm going to prove that I could do better. And if I end up doing worse, that's just going to make it all the more hilarious. Hang on, let me crop this a little better. I'm going to give this another go. I'm going to prove that I could do better. And if I end up doing worse, that's just going to make it all the more hilarious. Alright, let's get through this. Buzzbomb, I believe their name is. Actually, playing Sonic's making me think of... Because one thing that's been, like, one idea for a video that's been passing through my head for ages is, doing, like, a... Like, kind of like a separate series or a bunch of reviews on various video game TV shows. I think that could be very fun, but Sonic probably has the most interesting history when it comes to video game shows, at least for me, because there are so many of them. Like, the only one that I think comes close is Mario, but even then, it's kind of the same show, just with a different name. Whether it's the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, or the Mario 3, The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, or Super Mario World, Mama Luigi, indeed. It's basically the same cartoon. But with Sonic, it's so incredibly varied. You get really good shows like Sonic Sat AM, you get really, really bad shows like Sonic Underground, which is sadly connected. Like, it looks like it's going to be like reconnecting to that universe, but it almost immediately shits all over it. And I'm like, okay, maybe this will be good in its own right. Then it becomes a musical, and Sonic's singing voice is the voice actor for Double D from Pac-Man. It's like the weirdest. You can look it up too. It's hilarious. And then you get stuff in between. But yeah, I haven't seen every major video game-based TV show out there, so I'm probably missing out. I'll probably have to watch, like, Earthworm Jim or something. Like, it looks really weird, but it could be fun. Probably will be. 90s insanity is the best insanity. Back in the 90s! Okay. Oh, was that too loud? Okay. Let me... Okay. That'll help. I was hoping for rings. Okay. For me, one of my problems is, like... Normally, I play video games completely silently. As soon as I'm trying to talk, like, my video game skills decrease exponentially. Like, if I was playing Rendering Ranger right now, which I have beaten, it would just be a nightmare. I would be... you would see that game over screen so goddamn much. Okay, good, haha, yes. watch out for those things. I did not watch out for those things because I suck. Okay. I really miss the spin dash when playing this. Okay. There we go. You can still roll into things, but that was close. But yeah, I know the Game Boy Advance version of this has the spin dash, but the less said about that version, the better. But yeah, I have not beaten this Sonic game. I'll switch games soon enough. But I think the farthest I've gotten is like Starlight Zone. Maybe it was Labyrinth. But like either one of those two, I haven't played this in a little while, even though I only got this cartridge like a few months ago. That's like one of the things I think the Genesis doesn't get enough credit for, is that I spent God knows how long playing games on this thing, and I didn't start collecting the Sonic cartridges until not too long ago, actually, like this past semester. Okay, because I've humiliated myself enough with Green Hills, I'm not going to progress to Marbles because that's just a completely different can of worms. I'm going to switch games. Yeah, I'm not progressing further with this. I'm going to switch games. That's just a completely different can of worms. All right. Switch games. So let's see what else. I'm not progressing further with. I'm going to switch games. Aladdin seems good. Let's go with Aladdin. Or maybe no, I'll save Aladdin for later. Let's do Sonic 3 and Knuckles. More Sonic-based humiliation. Aladdin seems good. Let's go with Aladdin. Or maybe no, I'll save Aladdin. Alright. I am much better at this game, because it is easily the one I played more. And yes, I do have both cartridges. I did the whole logon thing, which is awesome. I love this stuff. But we're actually, let's see, we're going to be a dirty little shit and cheat our balls off, at least with level selection, because I can just be like that. And it's good for just going through a quick run through. Yes, let's do that. Super Saiyan Sonic. Actually, my sister is a huge Dragon Ball fan. So one weekend when I was back from college, which was part of the reason why I hadn't done videos in a while, she comes downstairs and we're playing. Oh well, she takes out one of her. Don't take that, Tails. That's mine. All right. Try to do this, I'll continue this. There we go. Haha. Now there's another option, sound test, which is the best sound test in the world because it has much more than just a sound test. Ice Cap. Yes, we are doing Ice Cap because I love this stage. It is awesome. But yeah, so she comes down, she takes out the Blu-ray of Dragon Ball Z Resurrection of F, I believe it was, and first thing that she does is like we're looking through the special features and it's like the return of the voice actors, and it was like video footage of the voice actors recording their voices for one of the fight scenes, and it was the funniest thing in the world because you saw their faces while they're making all those crazy grunts. It's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I am frozen. I will not let it go. That song is kind of overrated. Actually, really overrated. Oh yes, these things. That song is kind of overrated. All right. I am terrible enough at these while remaining completely silent. So, but then again, who isn't? Well, then again, it's the internet. Shit. Case in point. I've gone through these special stages a few times, but that's weird. Shit. That's weird, Echo. Let me try reducing that. I'm going to be... Dude, you picked it back. Oh, there's a chat. Dude, you picked a bad day to do this. E3 is going to be today. You can always watch this retroactively. I don't care. Let me move this. Yes. Okay. Is that better? Yes. All right. Excellent. All right. Infinite scrolling. Let me try jumping on that platform. There we go. Now let's ride this. All right. Tell me if the echo's better. Whoa. Hit the button. Better. Excellent. Whoa. But yeah, one of the cool things was, like, before past semesters I went to a community college. And while the location was good, like, it was not far away from, it was like it was walking distance from a GameStop, which served extra nice. That's how I was able to get stuff like Pac-Man Twisted Adventures 1 and 2 on opening day. It was like, I could just take my classes and then I'd walk down to GameStop and, like, there it was. This was my first semester on a campus, and not too far away from this school was a mall, actually. And so I'm exploring the mall one day, and then there was a GameStop there, I knew that, and then I see signs indicating level 1 video games. I'm like, oh, there's another video game store? Alright, let me walk in here. First thing I see is like a table filled with like NES, Super Nintendo, Atari games and whatnot, and Genesis games as well, appropriately enough. And I'm like, oh my god. I turn to the right, I see this wall, just this wall of GameCube games, and I'm in heaven. And then I turn to the right, I turn to the left at this point, and I see not just a Sega Genesis Model 2 in the box. I already had a Genesis Model 2, so it's no point. Oh, the game volume makes it hard to hear you talking? Alright, let me alter that. Alright, video capture device volume lower. Yeah, this is my first time streaming, so I'm kind of learning through this stuff for practice and for purposes of reducing the echo. I'm not going to have like the feedback in the background. Alright. Wow, I am terrible at this. I'm not normally this terrible. But yes. So yeah, I'm like going through this doing more of this stuff. Okay. Oh, I know what to do. I know what's going on. Okay, it's this thing. Yeah, okay. Checkpoint. Push the block. Ride the block. Jam out to the awesome music that I am actually unable to hear right now. And smash through the wall. But yes, so I had this retro game store very close to my campus, so like on a weekend I'd like take the bus there. I'd spend like $5, $10, $20 at most, usually, but it would usually be like something $5 a weekend on a game. Consequently, I accumulated like 25 games over this one semester. Genesis is probably the library that I've accumulated the most games in that time. Though I got quite a few GameCube games as well, because how could I not? I love the GameCube. I also got like things like Star Fox on the actual cartridge, so I'm like, yay. Because that's one of my favorites on that console. I'm very on and off about the Star Fox series, actually. Like, my introduction was 64. I'd play at my uncle's house, like, all the time. Like, it's not the worst game in the world or anything. It's not even bad. It's just, I think there are much better rail shooters out there, including in the same series. However, that's just my opinion. No matter how abrasive I come across on this channel, I'm one of those people who am just like, you can disagree with me all you want. Like, I say that in the videos, but it doesn't come across. I don't really care if you agree or not. I'm not the kind of person who needs people to agree with me. I just like getting my thoughts out there, and even if you disagree, I like hearing like, oh, I kind of see where you're coming from, and whatnot. But yeah, my favorites in the series are the original on Super Nintendo, the unreleased Star Fox 2, and Assault. Let's see, let's just wait for this thing to... Yes. Okay, now let's be careful because I have no rings. Alright, Alright, let's just... Still... There's so many bosses like this in, like, 16-bit games, I swear. Yay! Ah, yes! Haha! Alright, no, don't touch the ground. Ah, no, one of my favorite things to do in this game, is to just keep bouncing it. I just love to keep bouncing that and, like, see how much stuff it drops. Alright, let's go back, let's play a different zone. Haha. Let's do the final boss for some reason. I was failing horribly at Green Hill Zone. I have so much confidence that I'll be able to do so well here, especially with 0 rings. I am the confident in the sense that I am not, like absolutely not. But yeah, they had some really neat stuff at that store, like including Commodore VIC-20 cartridges. I'm just like, oh my god. So yeah, I got a lot at that store. It was great. And I realized when I got back home that there's a retro game store not too far away from me. Apparently the state I'm in is like really good for like retro game collecting, and I just never realized it, even though I have gone to like a store or two for that here. And alright, there we go. But yeah, like I go there with a friend, and then like I'm checking out GameCube PS2 stuff. Smashing the fingers, yes. For whatever reason, I am doing much better at this than I was Green Hill Zone. I spoke too soon. I am the best. Actually, no. I can't even say that ironically. No, but no, the music in this fight is amazing. I love it. Good. But yeah, I'm checking out GameCube PS2 stuff, and then my friend is in like the back corner, and he's like, would this be of particular interest? It was a Commodore 64, and I'm just like freaking out. Because you really don't see that stuff here. I don't know how it is. Oh my god, what have I put onto myself? What have I done? Okay. But yeah, I'm freaking out because you really don't see, like, too much, Commodore 64 stuff here. Spin dash when the fingers come down. Alright, will do. Aha. Because yeah, I've beaten this boss before, actually, numerous times, but I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever approached this boss fight that way. I've always, like, just bounced perpetually off of the fingers. I'm just not doing it perpetually here. Alright, gotta get the timing right when it gets down, okay. Because, yeah, you usually have to kind of be, like, on the ground by the time the fingers come down in order for that to really work. And I keep jumping instead of spin dashing because it's all the same button. Alright. Yay, insta-shield. Right. Do I? No, I'm just going to stay in between these fingers, and then... Good! No! It just barely missed. I suck! Okay, I'm just going to keep doing it the way I've always done it. Alright. Good. Yes. Alright, good. Keep charging it when it comes at you, alright. But no, I seriously do really love the music in this game. This music is just awesome. I can't hear it right now, but I've heard it so many times that it's just like, yes, the Sonic Generations version in particular is just like, holy shit. Even though that's only in the 3DS version, and that... I have really mixed thoughts about that one. Though it's dimps, that kind of comes with the territory with their Sonic games. Good. But yeah, so I didn't have enough for the Commodore 64 at the time. It was like $70. But then after getting some more money, I had enough, and then I'm like desperately trying to get back there. I do, it's still there, and now I have a Commodore 64. I don't have too many games for it at the moment because it's, hang on, hit the note, yeah, that's right, okay, or spin it, alright, excellent, that's right, okay. Well, now it's too late. I've been this bus before, but not in a while. Now, okay, I'm going to do something that I'm a little more familiar with now. Alright. It is time for Mega Turrican.
Presented by Data East.
The voice of Chris Hulsbeck. Time for odd anime-esque intro. Even though this is German. Thank you, Kaiko. I just realized the fire it shoots are snot. Fire snot. Combustible snot. Combustible snot is the best snot. You must see a doctor in order to remedy this. Okay, yes. But the machine looks kind of normal at the moment. It's just when Brent McGuire comes on screen, it's hilarious. Hello, Shane's Arcade. Okay. Oh! Have no fear, Big Chin is here! I forget where I got that from, but I was like, this was years ago, I think 2009, when I was first getting into Turrican. I was watching someone play this game, and they just said that, and I just lost my shit. So, don't claim I made that joke, but... Slip into the Turrican suit. Yes. Now, I prefer the animation to the Amiga version of this intro. But this is still very good. And this has, like, probably the only good Genesis rendition of the original Turrican thing. I can't hear the audio, but I've watched this intro a lot. So I hope I got the timing right. If not, that's going to be very painful. That Genesis twang, yes, it is very twangy. A lot of people say this is like one of the best sounding Genesis games. A lot of Genesis collectors I hear from. I have reason to believe them. I mean, it's Chris Hulsbeck still. And whatnot. I just don't know. There are probably ones out there that are more impressive. I like knowing more of the full story before making those kind of claims. I haven't always been like that. I think earlier videos on this channel will be a pretty good indication. Alright. This is a very interesting game in the series, in the sense that it takes the kind of game design of the first two games, and combines it with a more Japanese-style approach. It basically think Turrican 1 and 2 with a little more Mega Man, and obviously more Bionic Commando for the grappling arm. I think for a fusion of Euro platformer and Japanese platformer game design, it's pretty interesting and actually very well done. I really like this game. It's a Turrican game, that kind of isn't very much of a surprise. You know, I don't need the homing missile in life, I have full health. The only thing I'm lacking is a little bit of gyroscope. Centipede! Kind of back on the Sonic note, there was like this live-action series, I haven't seen this in ages, where Jason Griffith was like this one person who kept like looking at these websites that he wasn't supposed to be on, or like that were like controversial, like, and you never know what he's looking at, whether it be porn or like politics or whatever. Like, was it like this running joke? I've only seen the first few episodes of this, and there was like one part where like one of the websites that was removed was like one where you could play classic arcade games, and so you have like this. So you have like Jason Griffith actually sounding pretty close to Sonic at certain points, like ranting about he's unable to play Centipede. It's actually really funny. Actually, something else was at the college I went to. I also occasionally attended a gaming club, and the funniest, probably the funniest thing that happened there was, well, they didn't have any game consoles there or anything, so it was really just bring your computer, bring your handheld stuff and whatnot at that point. It might have been different during different semesters at different times, but nonetheless, that's how it was when I attended. So I bring out my computer. It's like, okay, what game have I played? Oh, the PC version of Sonic Adventure 2. I mean, that's the only version of Sonic Adventure 2 I have not beaten. No, I have like literally every other version. I have it on Dreamcast because I'd be a fool not to have it on Dreamcast. Did Sonic play Sonic? Whoa! Sonicception! But yeah, so I'm playing Sonic Adventure 2, and of course I'm in a room of nerds, so of course everyone starts huddling around the computer because it's Sonic Adventure 2, how could you not? So I'm at the final cutscene before the fight with Shadow, you never cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog. I thought that capsule you and exploded in space. You know what can I say? I die hard. Like, that one. I was quoting the entire cutscene. Shit. I was quoting the entire cutscene as it was happening, doing my Sonic voice impressions. And everyone was like blown away by how well I was doing it. And like it got to a point where it was starting to make people uncomfortable, and like one guy was like just about to leave. You know what? No, I've had enough of this. I'm out of here. I turn away from the computer screen. I turn to him, and while Shadow is saying this at the same exact time, and I'm not looking at the screen. I'm just saying this in synchronicity because I've watched that cutscene so much because I've played the game a lot. I see, but you know, I can't let you live. Your adventure days are coming to an end. Again, going back to I can be a big handful sometimes. And like everyone is just like looking at the computer screen, just completely just slack-jawed, just like, how are you doing this? Because again, I said it like synchronicity at the same time, and my Shadow impression there was a lot better because I had a chance to warm up for it. No, like one thing that I can do that like tends to freak people out, because no, I have a fucked up sense of humor. I will say that right now. I have a really fucked up sense of humor. I can do all of the Shadow voices, and I kid you not, and I have done this. I have had all of the Shadow voices arguing with each other about whose voice is sexier. I can't wait to see the chat comments relating to that. Oh my god. It's like the weirdest shit. I might just do a video of that. If I did it now, I probably wouldn't do it too much justice because I'd be laughing too much. Alright. Hey, one thing I'm really excited about is that since it's Turrican 2's 25th anniversary, they're playing the like songs from the soundtrack live with an orchestra. Like that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to hear what they do with the Great Bath. The Wall hasn't gotten an orchestra interpretation. And when I say the wall, I'm thinking about Turrican. Yeah, Turrican 2 though. You have Turbo on. No, actually, I do not. Whoosh. And yes, now we have destroyed the Meatloaf Surprise. I used to have this Turrican on my old channel, because I've had like 3 YouTube channels. Like on one of them I had a really bad Turrican like abridged like series. And it was mostly based on Super Turrican 2 because at the time I started, that was the only game I had in the series. But I started getting more and more into it, resulting in the complete fanboy you see today. Well, technically not fanboy because gender identity stuff, but yes. Okay. I love the atmosphere in this place, especially when that was a Meatloaf Surprise. No, I've always made that joke. That was the joke in the abridged series that I did. Like, Bren flashes back to his high school days, goes to the cafeteria. What the heck is this? Meatloaf Surprise! And then it starts growing the eyes and shit. Whoop. But yeah, no, this is actually a lot of fun doing. Like, maybe if like 1 month I can't do like a review, I might just do like a let's play or like stream or something. Like maybe the Haunted Mansion would be a fun one. Yeah, that game is great. I love that game. It's like one of those games that is like 1,000,000 times better than it has any right being, but my god, you just gotta take it anyway because it's that good. Whoosh. Get the one up in here. Yes. The Turrican soundtrack anthology version of the song in particular is just great. The song is called "Do the Bathman." Silly name, but great song. I love this. My only problem with this version is that like the melody is like really quiet. Like, it's harder to pick up. So, like, in, like, this Turrican soundtrack anthology version where it's more pronounced, because, truth be told, like, I don't play the Amiga version as much, primarily because I don't have it, but, I do, but this is the one comparing this and Turrican 3, I like this more. So this is the one I play it more often. So when I heard the melody more pronounced in the anthology version in like a preview before the album came out, I kept, it took me a while to figure out that it was that song, but it sounded like better than it ever did. The Turrican soundtrack anthology in particular is just great. I love that. Well worth the money, in my opinion. Like, I can't think of a better, soundtrack album. Hello, Darth Sonic. I can't think of a better soundtrack album than, that has been released based on video games in the Turrican soundtrack anthology. Though, I admittedly haven't listened to too much, most of which have been Amiga-related anyway, because I love Amiga music. My god, I can't... just... the kind of track record that system has is just incredible. And I died. How you drown... Oh, how you doing, or how you drowning? Okay. I'm doing fine, actually, thank you. Alright. Sonic has come to the dark side. Hate is a path to the dark side! Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. And chili dogs! I don't even know. I could also do a pretty good Mephiles if I try. I have to warm up for that. Chicken, flour, egg, seed. Not my best, but that's still not bad. Time to fight the Terminator Octopus. Ever play Star Wars Bounty Hunter? Yes, actually. I actually got that game while I was in college this semester. I love your Sonic impression. I've had a lot of practice with the Sonic impression. But yeah, I got Sonic Bounty Hunter like a couple months ago. It was one of the GameCube games I got at the retro game store near my college, which it reminds me a lot of Shadows of the Empire, actually. You know what, like, maybe, like, one stream I could do is, like, just play all of the, Star Wars games that have been released on, like, the, GameCube and whatnot. If I start, maybe I'll be more ambitious and just play all the ones, at least a little bit of each one, on, like, pretty much all the ones that have come out of all the platforms that are around at the time. Sonic Bounty... I'm getting confused! No, Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Yes. I'm talking so much about Sonic and I'm being asked about Star Wars Bounty Hunter. But yeah, Star Wars Bounty Hunter, it reminds me a lot of Shadows of the Empire, actually. I really like that. Do you have a PS4? My little brother does. I haven't really played it that much, not mostly due to the lack of interest. I want to play the Ratchet and Clank game because it looks amazing. And the revival of Shadow of the Beast, going back to the Amiga. Like, I was just, like, looking up, like... I was really excited to see, like, what they were going to do story-wise for the Shadow of the Beast revival. And, like, my god, like, they did exceed my expectations. Like, I was just, like, looking up a video footage of the, like, first level. And, like, 4 minutes in, I'm bawling. I'm just crying my eyes out. And I hardly ever cry playing video games. Because if you ask me, I don't think a whole lot of games know how to handle story or convey emotion and things like that. I think most games are pretty bad at it, in all honesty. However, that's just my opinion. But in general, I think we have a long ways to go. There are very few games I think are well written. Alright, this boss, I think, takes a bit longer. It's been a while since I've played the Amiga version of this game. There we go. Dun 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 dun! Dun 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 dun! Usually it stays in, like, the Terminator phase a little longer. But yeah, another thing I really like about this game, I keep jumping back and forth between soundtracks. Oh, Jak 3, oh my god, yeah. Like, near the end, yeah, that was emotional. Like, that was really emotional. Holy crap. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't played it, but no. I love the Jak games. Primarily the first one. I don't like the second and third as much, but they're still very good. Definitely, if you have a PlayStation 2, do play them. And whatnot. I'd like to see another one come out one day, but like in like the precursor legacy vein, but maybe like still keep elements of the other two afterwards. I mean, Lost Frontier tried to do that. I haven't played that much of it, but it just doesn't come together very well, in my opinion. I don't think Lost Frontier is as bad as a lot of people say. And this music really reminds me of Michael Jackson. But yeah, I don't think Lost Frontier is as bad as people say, but it's definitely not the first thing. It's definitely not as good as the first thing. But then again, it was a handheld game designed for the PSP, so I can't really complain too much. If it came out if it was designed for the PS3 and came out like that, then probably I'd take more issue with it. Jak X pissed me off. I almost broke my controller. I haven't played Jak X. I've seen all the cutscenes. The joke about crew reproducing, that kills me. Yeah. I like Jak X, but it's hard. It looks hard. I need to get my hands on it. That kind of reminds me, I definitely should get around to playing more of Crash Team Racing. Because I got that game a while ago, I just haven't gotten around to playing it that much. Because no, I've been really busy these past few months. The reason why I've been doing so much lately, like, on my YouTube channel is because now I actually have the opportunity. But yeah, no, I actually really like the fan service in this level. I think this is like the fan service done right because it actually has context. Because you're in the junkyard, and you actually see pieces of like the giant walkers from Turrican 2. You see bosses that you fought before, and things like that. But it makes sense because like it's all based on the idea that you sent them here. Like there's one of the giant walkers you jump on in Turrican 2. Make money. Love that. Jump. It's good. Love CTR, one of my favorite. Yeah, from what little I've been able to play, it's fun. It's really fun. Damn impressive for a first attempt at a kart racer too. I wish more of the Crash racing games kind of maintained that note. Naughty Dog worked on more of them, aside from just the first one. Because, now I think Crash Team Racing had a better start than Mario Kart, in all honesty. I mean, I like Super Mario Kart on Super Nintendo, it's just, in comparison, say, Double Dash and 8's, like, no, it just improved so much. And I think if Crash Team Racing, like, improved from the... Ever play Shovel Knight? Yes, at a friend's house. To kind of continue this note, but yeah, I think if Crash Team Racing, like, was still handled by Naughty Dog, yeah, I think it would, and, like, it improved off of each one like Mario Kart did, like, I think that would just be amazing. What other Genesis games do you plan to play in this live stream? Let's see. Let me pause this for a second, because I have a bunch out. Alright. Actually, let me ask you guys what you want to see. Here we go. Okay. So, before I had the Sega Genesis 6-pack out, which has Sonic the Hedgehog, that's how I was playing Sonic 1. It also has Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Revenge of Shinobi, Columns, and Super Hang-On. This cartridge came with a lot of Sega Genesis Model 2s. I got a Sega Genesis Model 2 without it, but I saw this lying around, and so of course I had to pick it up. I mean, it's 6 games for like the price of 1, so like how could I not? So all those options are present. Got Disney's Aladdin, which is very good, very hard. I'll probably suck at it, but like the animation is great. I mean, they actually got Disney's animators to actually do it. Actually, I really recommend. Do you have Aladdin? Yes, actually, yeah. I'm just talking about it as you post this. I'll do that next. Actually, never mind. So yeah, moving on from that, your channel deserves subs. Thanks, I definitely appreciate that. Next I have a Cool Spot. I mainly got this for the awesome bonus stage music. It's just, oh, it's so good. I have Battle Squadron. This probably might take some explaining, because, I don't think, it depends on how much people here are familiar with the Amiga. Battle Squadron is an overhead flight shooter that's kind of open world. The first stage is actually an overworld, and it just loops, and there are different craters, and the levels take place inside the craters as you make your way to the planet's core. You can go into each one at any time you want, in any order, just as long as you beat all 4. It's a lot easier on the Amiga. You have more control over the difficulty, but the Amiga version is definitely better. In fact, you can get this on your phone now. It's on the App Store on iOS devices. I don't know if it's on Android, but it's very close to the Amiga version. Battle Squadron is definitely very good, though. We'll probably check that out. Kind of on an Amiga note, I also have Lotus Turbo Challenge 2 and 3, called 1 and 2 respectively. Lotus 2 on Amiga is Lotus 1 on Genesis, and Lotus 3 is Lotus 2 on Genesis. Makes sense to me. I also have Toy Story, which is really impressive, insanely difficult, but goddamn, it's beautiful to look at. Sonic 3D Blast, I don't have the actual cartridge of Sonic 3D Blast. I have it on the Sonic Genesis collection. I'm kind of just sticking to, I'm probably just going to stick to actually running games on my Genesis, because I'd probably have to set my PS3 up. That could be a different stream altogether. Yeah, I might just do stuff like this for different consoles and whatnot. And then I have the Accolade port of Turrican and the Accolade port of Turrican 2, otherwise known as Universal Soldier. And I also have Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures. So, okay. Ever watch Rainery Game? I hope she comes back. I've seen a little bit of her stuff. Yeah, I've liked what I've seen. Yeah, this is actually really nice. I really like having a more open conversation like this. This is great. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to finish. Will you play Sega CD and 32X games? I would if I had either one. The reason why I got a Model 2 to begin with, this was years ago, was so I can get a Sega CD and 32X easier. I'm mainly interested in the Sega CD because of certain games on it. I'm interested in getting Sylphied and the Terminator on Sega CD. That game I've emulated to no end. It kicks ass. The music is incredible. It's just, but yeah, so, okay. So, judging by what all of you are saying, I'll finish this up. We're already, like, most of the way through the game. I think I'll skip the alien world and just cut to the last world. Because we just have to finish this world, then there's the alien world, which I probably will skip, and then we just have the last level. Because, yeah, one thing about the Turrican games is that they're pretty short. Like, if you're good at them, you can beat them in an hour. Since I'll skip a world, it'll probably take less than that, and we're already, like, halfway through the game. Don't play Knuckles Chaos, it's too late. But yeah, after this, I'll play Toy Story, then I'll play Aladdin, then we'll see what from there, alright? Sound good? Alright, excellent. Alright, excellent. Let's go through here. Pack Attack, I have that on various collections. I have it on, I obviously have it in Pac-Man World 2, because I 100% completed that recently. I also have it on the Pac-Man Museum and, like, other things of that variety. The Namco Museum on GameCube and, like, whatnot. It's not one of my favorite Pac-Man games, in all honesty. But it's definitely fun. But it makes me want to play Tetris. Or Tetris Plus on PlayStation 1. Da 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 da. The music in that's great. So yeah, I probably will play Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures, actually. That's my favorite of the 5th gen... No, not 5th gen, I'm sorry. 4th gen Pac-Man games. It's the only one that made my list. I think it's how Miss Pac-Man is DLC on Pac-Man Museum. Yeah. Actually, going back to the Commodore 64 topic, the only game I have for the Commodore 64 at this point is Miss Pac-Man, and I actually kind of prefer that version to the original arcade version, mainly because, for me, I like the original Pac-Man more because I find it a lot more challenging. When I moved when I was a kid, the town I moved to, which is where I still am, they used to have this restaurant. They used to have this children's restaurant, and this is like a smaller town. Oh, speaking of Pac-Man, what happens when you 100% complete the game? Absolutely nothing. It's just there for like the convenience. You can stop after unlocking Miss Pac-Man. But yeah, actually that appropriately ties in. But yeah, I'm happy I 100% completed just for the bragging rights, even though I'm not the kind of person to brag that often. But yeah, so there used to be this like children's restaurant called Daddy's, and they had this and they had a little arcade section. They had Miss Pac-Man Galaga arcade machine, that combo machine you always see there, or that's very common in arcades. Yeah, that would be my means of playing Miss Pac-Man, because I didn't unlock that in Pac-Man World 2, because that would be my only means of playing it. yeah, so I'd go there whenever I wanted to play Miss Pac-Man, and immediately, one thing that appealed to me more about that game back then than the original was that I was a lot better at it immediately. Like, Miss Pac-Man is actually a lot easier than the original Pac-Man. Whereas the Commodore 64 version, where it's interesting, is that it's much harder than the arcade version in my mind, actually. And it's harder in the same, it's the same level design and whatnot, but it's harder in the same exact way that it has the same kind of difficult qualities of the original Pac-Man, so Isn't there a code on that machine that lets you play the original? Yeah, I've heard about that, yeah. I wish I could kind of confirm that. I'll probably have to wait until I go to Disney World. Yeah, I actually intend on doing a review on location at Disney World this summer, because I already have a trip in August planned. I haven't been able to go in a while. And I recently got a Disney World racing game for the Dreamcast. This was one of the first games I played on the PlayStation, actually, when I was over at a friend's house. This would be, like, no later than 2000, actually. Because, yeah, like, despite being born in 94 and being exposed to going over to friends' houses and playing, like, things like Spyro 2, Toy Story 2, and whatnot, yeah, I didn't have video games for a long time, mainly because my parents, especially my mother, were like hellbent on like, no, you can't play video games, it'll turn you into a violent monster, things like that. And then when I got a Game Boy, I gave her the controller and like, I gave her the system and she would play the games just as much as I did. Getting the Game Boy Advance in Christmas of 2001, that was the first game system I owned. I didn't get a GameCube until 2003. And, yeah, I didn't have... And the game, I still remember that Christmas vividly. Like, I think that's, like, the Christmas I remember the most, because it was the GameCube. It was awesome. I really wanted, Rogue Squadron 3. And this was before I knew it was a Rogue Squadron game. I played the original years before, but I didn't know the connection because I forgot the name of the original Rogue Squadron. But I remember, like, I remembered everything I played in it. I remember being awful in it, but loving every second. I remember the World Devastators in the Mon Calamari world, and just like, oh, that game was awesome. My first game system was the PS2. Yeah, the PS2 was awesome. Yeah, the first time I played Pac-Man World 2 was through, actually, yeah, I'm going to skip this world just like I said I would, so I can get to the other games. Alright. Okay, if it'll just load. But yeah, the first time I played Pac-Man was through Pac-Man World 2. I've heard about Pac-Man years before. What's happening? I guess this is a good place to stop because it appears to be crapping out. Long play prevented. Alright, it's time for the sadistic Toy Story game. Alright, here we go. Toy Story. See, the Power Pellets and Pac Guy Resurrection, believe it or not, have a visual difference between the shiny ones kill you and non-shiny. I think I noticed that in editing, but it's so subtle. And what's weird is that, like, if you're playing it on a newer computer, like, it's displayed really small. Recording that footage, I had to set my computer's resolution to 640 by 480. Because before, when I recorded the footage, it was just a nightmare. I had to re-record footage. That review was Murphy's Law incarnate. Alright, let's play some Toy Story. But yeah, that Christmas where I got the GameCube, I... Look at that, that is awesome. Power Pellet was based off of spinach from Popeye. Yeah, Popeye had, like, a bizarre amount of influence on video games from the time. Yeah, look at this. The floor, the way, like, the perspective on, like, the cabinets and things like that. I'm, like, pointing at the screen even though you can't see my finger. Hello, Fred Moore, how's it going? I'm alright. Enjoying myself, evidently. Alright. Let's get the army men out. Donkey Kong Popeye, yes. Donkey Kong, Popeye, Pac-Man, and whatnot. There are probably a lot of others. I don't think they're just coming to me at the moment. But yeah, like whenever you hear like people talk about the influence of like a lot of arcade games at the time, like that was like the big. Popeye keeps popping up because like that's what inspired the power-ups in a lot of games. All right, let's see. Woody's Dance of Joy. Someone just make a gif of that. That deserves to be a meme. I love it. But yeah, with and this is where I start to suck. Yeah, actually it was. What are your thoughts on video games having a heavier emphasis on story than gameplay? Well, it depends on how the game is doing it for me. My problem with a lot of games and how they handle story is that like they take control away from the player instead of just allowing you to... Basically, when I think of stories done in games well, I think of like things like Another World. I love Another World. Ever played the PC version of... Yes! Oh my god. Yeah, I actually haven't played the PC version of this game, but I have seen adverts of it because on the Toy Story VHS, this robot is a pain in the ass to get in that chest. But... Yeah, I remember seeing the adverts for this in the Toy Story VHS tape I had as a kid. Because I watched this so often. I watched this movie so often because I just loved that. What are your thoughts on The Last of Us? I actually haven't played it. But I've been meaning to because, I mean, it's Naughty Dog. I mean, how can you go wrong? Unless you do. But I've yet to play a bad Naughty Dog game. I really like their work. Alright, come on, Rex. That's this stupid audio correct. Memes. Mime. That should be another meme. Let's get these mimes on the row. Mighty Number 9. I've never really been that into Mega Man to really... I've never really cared about Mighty Number 9 in all honesty. If I think I have enough Mega Man fix. If I don't get it from Mega Man, I get it from a lot of the other games from the NES library, like Shatterhand, Journey to Silius. Journey to Silius especially. It's delayed again, of course. Alright, got the strong man down here, and he'll lift the stuff. Alright. It makes me cry like an anime fan on prom night. Yeah, when I saw the trailer, I actually did, like, everyone got so butthurt about it, but I actually found that really funny. But then again, I've never been much of an anime fan. I mean, like, I was born in '94, so I was, like, right around the age to really get into, like, Pokemon. Like, I was, like, ridiculously into that. Oh, no. Oh, no, I ran out of time. Shit! Oh, no, I have to do this all over. Okay, for the sake of repetition, I'm moving on. It's Aladdin time. Ever watched Kill la Kill? Yes, I have. But yeah, when I got into... I'll probably check the leaks build out. But... Excuse me. Wow, I'm sorry. But yeah, let's see. Triggers are Sword B, Throw A, Jump C, and Tumbler for everything. I shouldn't really laugh about that. I'm not really much in a position, but still. For PC Master Race. But yeah. However, when it got into like the early 2000s, I stopped caring really about best version of Aladdin, bar none. Yes, I haven't played much of the. I haven't really played much of the. I forgot what I was going to say because I'm seeing like others like the actual Star Wars Battlefront 3 is coming out. I love that. But yeah. Oh, now I remember. Yeah. So. I used to watch, like, Dragon Ball Z and, like, things like that all the time as a kid, but, like, as I started getting older, I'd say, like, 6 or 7, 8-ish, I stopped really caring about anime, because it started getting more gimmicky for me, and then I And basically when the shows I kept coming across that were gaining like visibility, like were not changing my viewpoints on that at all. In fact, they were only reinforcing them. So I just stopped paying attention to anime. And then I got then years later, I get a request for a review. Yeah. Oh, now I remember what I was going to say. Yeah, I haven't played the Super Nintendo version or the Capcom Aladdin games a whole lot. I've played a few levels of that, but I definitely prefer this, actually. Not that I'm much better at this. But then again, it's Virgin. I like a lot of Virgin games from this era. But yeah, like years later when I start, this was like most of the way through my second channel, so this is like late 2010. I keep missing that. I need to pay more attention. But yeah, so yeah, like late 2010, I get a request for to do a fighting game on Super Nintendo called Street Combat. And I'm like, wow, this is a terrible fighting game, actually. I play it, I look up I look it up, and it turns out it wasn't even originally Street Combat. It was a localization of a fighting game based off of Ranma 1/2. I'm like, okay, what's Ranma 1/2? Oh, it's this series where, like, this guy turns into a girl when touched with cold water. I'm like, wow, this sounds like shit, but okay, I should know what I'm talking about when I bring this sort of thing up, because I like doing research for my reviews, even at that point. So I'm like, okay, and that sort of thing is interesting to talk about, so it's like, okay, I'll watch it. Watch the first episode. Actually, this isn't too bad, actually. And then I watch the second episode, it ends on the cliffhanger. Oh, where's it going to go now? Okay, I'm getting that one up. It's a deal. Yay. Yay. Bombs, you want it? It's yours, my friend. But yeah, back to Ranma. First episode was a lot better than I expected. I wasn't hooked at that point, but like, it wasn't anything that special, but I'm like, oh, this actually isn't that bad. Then I watched the second episode, it ends on a cliffhanger. I lost already, damn it. And then I'm like, okay, and then I watched the third episode, it wraps up all the questions left by the cliffhanger, but it raises so many questions in the process, okay, I have to keep watching. And then by the second season, I was just completely hooked. So I'm like, I also never played any of the Ratchet and Clank games on PlayStation 2, childhood wasted. Well, I never had a PlayStation 2 game as a kid, but yeah, it was a great console to go back and play. My childhood experiences with the PlayStation 2, were always at friends' houses. But it's a great console regardless. I love the PlayStation 2, even with the abundance of shovelware. There's great games to compensate for that. Love the animations, but yeah, so I'm like, so at that point, like, I thought, like, that would be, like, a gateway, like, oh, maybe I should get back into, yes, I do like the PS2 more than the PS4, but I need to play the PS4 more in order to really say that that's my opinion, because I don't really have much of an definitive opinion. But yeah, so I thought Ranma would have to be like a gateway anime, but really all it did was show me what? Like, basically, afterwards, it made me think of anime even less favorably. Because literally everything I hate about anime, that show did the opposite. So when I started watching other anime, I'm like, do you want to know? I noticed it only helped me decipher what my problems were even more. Ratchet and Clank at PS4 is awesome. I have a playthrough on my channel. I'll probably watch it. Okay. But yeah, I do need to play the new Ratchet and Clank game. I actually saw, one of my friends took me to see the movie. I don't think it was as bad as people said. I actually, there were quite a few points where I laughed. I mean, yeah, the story was really cliched. I just got killed by Iago. Yay, thank you, Gilbert Gottfried. Please read me 50 Shades of Grey. The story was really cliched. I thought Ratchet's portrayal was like, I don't know, he always seemed much calmer in the games. But Yeah, so I watched the movie. There were a few points where I laughed. The Wilhelm scream joke in particular, that had me like roaring in laughter. That was really funny. But ultimately, what saved it for me was, yeah, the comedy. I mean, yeah, there weren't, some jokes were better than others. Like, there were a lot of just mediocre jokes. Hi, Tanmancy. There are a lot of mediocre ones. But yeah, 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. I never really care about Rotten Tomato scores or whatever. I just care about what I think of the movie. And yeah, I'd say this basically. If I were to give it a letter grade, I'd give it like a D+. That's what I'd give the movie. D+, C- at most. Basically, what made me Ratchet and Clank. That's the movie we're talking about. But no, the game looks a lot better. But I didn't hate the movie. I didn't hate the movie. In fact, I enjoyed watching it the one time. I might watch it again. But it's not something I go back to and watch like constantly. It's not Star Wars. Not even remotely. I gave it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, so did I actually. My friend Jay likes the PS4 game, but hated how the story was presented, prefers the PS2 version. To say him, he says the PS4 game, while having great play, that's all it was to him. Yeah, I have to play the PlayStation 4 game in order to really come to that conclusion. I should play it. Yeah, no, like it really was actually. Like there, like that one part with the like where he's at the mechanic and like the mechanic is like telling him to stay longer and whatnot. I was like quoting. I was shit. I was quoting. Basically, just in my head as the scene was playing out. You must understand I need you here, Luke, but it's a whole nother year. Yeah, but it's only one more season. Yeah, that's when you said when Biggs and Tank left. Where are you going? I guess I'm going nowhere. That was all that was going through my head in that scene. Alright, men, women, genies. That's only funnier with the current political climate, which I'm not going to go into. I'm not going to go into that. Nor do I intend to with this channel, because this is not a politics channel. This is video game channel. This is my thoughts on video games. My thoughts on video games and media are controversial enough without going into politics. Agrabah rooftops. Alright. Find the flutes. Have you seen Warcraft? No. But when I was in the theater watching Star Wars Episode 7, I was like, and it showed the Blizzard Entertainment logo, I just leaned over to my friend, and he was like, he was, basically I just leaned over to my friend, and, yeah. I basically lean over to him and say, if this isn't a Lost Vikings movie, I'm going to be so pissed. Nothing about video game based off of politics, more so, basically this is a video game based channel, not a politics based channel. I was like, because earlier there was like a Make America was always good. We just had a few minor setbacks. Yeah, let's not get into politics. That is the purpose of why I brought this up. I just found that like little visual gag funnier due to the political climate currently. But I'm not going to go any further into it beyond that. I'm not a political person to begin with. Get the flute! Come on, come on! You know, you should tell someone like Markiplier to play The Legend of the Little Ocarina, so they'll make it a meme. I'd like No, what would be even funnier would be Joel from Vinesauce. That would just make my day, at least to me. I mean, it has a bunch of dancing Kermits flipping people off, flipping the player off. I mean, with that, like, how could not get to Joel? Uncle Jobel. Joel! Get your ass back to bed, Joel. Who the fuck said you could stay up late? Joel? One day, Joel, find out all the things you've been saying about me, Joel. Impersonating your dad, Joel. They should make an Aladdin ride at one of the Disney parks. They actually do have one. There's like this like flying carpet. It's very similar to the Dumbo ride. I think they could have a better representation of Aladdin there, but yes. We must message Joel. Do it. Do it. No. That actually a good one. Yeah. But yeah, actually going back to the Disney World topic, with that racing game, it's made by the same person who, same developers who did the Gex games, and in the dinosaur, the racetrack based off of the dinosaur ride at Animal Kingdom, is playing Gex 2 music. I'm going to have to make some kind of joke about that, because how could I not? But no, it's a fun enough racing game. Okay. Alright. At this point, I think we're pretty good on Aladdin. So, let's see, what game should be next? Oh, Pac-Man 2, that could be pretty funny. Sonic. I've already played Sonic. I was terrible. Ever watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Yes, countless times. Played Boogerman, if I had it. If this was an emulation stream, I would. Okay, looks like I have to reinsert the cartridge. Bummer. Okay, let me go over the games I have for this thing right now. We just played Sonic 1, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Aladdin, Toy Story, and Mega Turrican. As far as the games I have left, there's Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Revenge of Shinobi, Columns, Super Hang-On, Turrican, Universal Soldier, or Broken Turrican, and Ridiculously Hard Turrican. And Universal Soldier is a rebranded version of Turrican 2. It's hilarious. Battle Squadron, Cool Spa, and the Lotus games. Going at... Yeah, okay. If Pac-Man 2 continues to not work, then let's do Golden Axe. Da 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 dun da da dun. No Rocket Knight, no. It's on my list though. A lot of these other games are on my list, and if this was if I was doing this emulated, I would be playing these games. But this is off of the original hardware. Personally, I think Pac-Man Nichols Adventures A rushed half-ass game. First of all, there's no platform. I actually really like the Ghostly Adventures 1 and 2. The first one is definitely very slow, Yeah, basically, I can understand people not liking it. I'm using composite actually. But yeah, I really like. I understand. Oh, you meant two? I prefer that one actually. I really like Pac-Man: The Ghost Adventures 2. I really like that game. But if you don't like it, that is totally fine. I don't really care. We're all entitled to liking the games we like and not liking the games we don't like. I won't. Basically, even if you told me that you don't like Rogue Squadron and things like that, or Turrican 2, I would not. I would not question that. Well, I might question. I might like, oh, why? I'd be interested to know, but it'd be in that sense instead of, how dare you not like the games I like? How dare you think differently than me? Now, I actually highly value people thinking differently, and like I like hearing from various perspectives. Pack in Time. It's interesting you mentioned that game because again, I'm a huge Amiga platformer fan, and that game was originally an Amiga platformer under the name Fury of the Furries. I am not joking. Why do you think about the second Pac-Man Ghost Adventures doesn't have a PS4 or Xbox One release? Well, Pac-Man Ghost Adventures 2 was very clearly designed for the PS3. That was clearly the platform it was designed for. As for and I think at that point, I don't know if the PS4 and Xbox One really had the same kind of target audience. What do you think of Pac-Man World 2? That is one of the games I talk about the most. I love that game. It is so good. I love it. Okay, I recently watched your Rogue Squadron Marathon. Do you still hold some of the same thing? Yes, very much so, actually. The original Rogue Squadron is my favorite game, period. I adore that game. It's definitely one of the most immersive games I've ever played. At least for me. Battle for Naboo is also very good. I like Battle for Naboo. I like that it improves the engine more and things like that, but I find it less polished. Look. I also really like... But yeah, so, that said. Pac-Man will take burden now. Okay. Good, let's get that guy under there. Apparently Pac-Man World 3 had like a really convoluted development life. Apparently there was a lot of creative interference. Like, apparently Blitz Games were being told how to make the game by people who did not know how to make video games, which, isn't that just the recipe for just great? Yeah, actually pretty much, I liked Battle for Naboo's ground missions. The space levels, not so much. Like, they definitely improved them in Rogue Leader. And Rogue Leader, I really like Rogue Leader, but I think it's the weakest content-wise. I feel it's the least deep. But as far as, like, just straight-up action goes, it's great. It's great at the action, whereas Rebel Strike, it's less polished and focused, but it's fun. It has a lot of content, it has more depth. It's the one I prefer. And then Lair, I think, is criminally underrated. The controls... Again, I suck at motion controls. I mastered the controls in that in 5 minutes. I love the animations in this. Is this a point-and-click game? Actually, it's kind of, but not really. Pac-Man does his own thing. He just... I bet you are hyped for Rogue One. Everyone's been asking me that. He's so cute. But yeah, yeah, Rogue One, yeah, go in your house, Pac-Man. Yeah. People, like, are thinking, like, oh, you'd be excited for Rogue One because it's, like, it has Rogue in it. So it must be connected to Rogue Squadron, but it's not. It's before A New Hope. In fact, it's a direct prequel to A New Hope. It's showing the plans to the Death Star and how they got them. And it's supposed to be like really like down to earth, gritty war. That's why I'm excited for it. That is why. As for this game being a point-and-click game, Pac-Man will do whatever he wants, and you just kind of guide him. You'll tell him where to look. You can direct him to certain objects, and you feed him power pellets. However, so it's kind of like a point-and-click mixed with just a kind of adventure game, mixed with... There's actually some platforming and hang gliding sections, and there's like even like kind of like a virtual pet simulator. It's a very unique game. I actually really like this. Pac-Man Ghostly Adventures is a horrible TV show. I actually prefer Ghostly Adventures, the show, to the original Hanna-Barbera one. Not that Ghostly Adventures is perfect. There are issues with it, but as far as video game-based TV shows, it's one of the better ones. I'll just say that right now, at least in my opinion. All right, go to train pass mountains. Time to get flowers in very dangerous mountains. Actually, let's go this way. You think the Ghost Witch and Gum Monster should return? I think they kind of serve their purpose. I mean, the Gum Monster might be really nice to see, kind of recreated, in some way. Ever watched Sonic Boom? Yes, I have, actually. I have seen Sonic Boom. Oh shit! The dog is angry! Run away! Crap. Oh my god. Oh boy. Come on, wake up. Wake up, Pac-Man. Who would win in a fight, Sonic versus Pac-Man? If this game is any indication, Sonic. Here's an apple, Pac-Man. Because no, like, basically, Sonic is like this energetic, like, adventure ho kind of guy, whereas Pac-Man is just kind of like this adorable, childlike buffoon. Is like, I love him for it. He's like, there's more to. Oh, how about in Smash? It depends on who's playing. If it's me playing, anyone... Yes, oh, I got Smash Brothers opening day, both 3DS and, Wii U. A lot of that is because of Pac-Man. Because I love this character. I do not like seeing him being hit by doors. Oh, now he's angry. Oh boy. No, one time my friend was playing this game. He got Pac-Man so flippin' angry, and it looks like I'm doing the same. And that Pac-Man just, like, looked at the screen, in, like, utter anger. He was just screaming at the TV. Crap. What do you think of a crossover between Pac-Man, Sonic, and Mario? That could be cool. Especially if they handle it kind of like Sonic Generations like, that'd be awesome. Okay. What character do you want in Smash? I would very much like Gianna from the Great Gianna Sisters, mainly because that'd be hilarious. Crap. Stop being angry, Pac-Man. Look up. Fine, we'll get you more apples. We'll get you more apples, Pac-Man. Shrek. Okay. What was your first ever video game? The first game I played? Well, it was either... It was a bunch of... Oh, he's really angry now! Do you want... Oh my god. See you later. See you around, Dodge Sonic. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is great. Oh, where are you guys going? Oh, is E3 happening right now? Okay, I think I'll stop right now with this game. Pac-Man shouldn't be in the next Smash. I'd like to see him in another Smash, but I'd like to see like Alexandra Rivas from Eternal Darkness. That guy should. Oh my god. That guy should replace him. Ken for Smash. Yes, it is me, your old nemesis Ken. Okay. Let's see. Let's play Lotus. I haven't played a Lotus game in a while. Oh, Golden Axe. Golden Axe. I said Golden Axe. Oh, the pack is back. That theme song is horrible. Oh my god. The Pac-Man Grizzly Adventure theme song is just awful. No, do what they should have done? They should have either taken the theme song from the games, which is in the show, because the soundtrack in the opening theme and the title theme in the game is amazing. It's like orchestral rock Pac-Man's Park. Yes, please. They should have just put that over the axe. Yeah, I'm going to play Golden Axe. Golden Axe. Let's play some Golden Axe. And hell, even with Pac-Man Grizzly Adventures, like if you listen to the Japanese theme, Pack This World, it is so much better. Yeah, let's play Golden Axe. And you want maybe a little bit of Streets of Rage. In kind of a Yuzo Koshiro mood. How about Banjo-Kazooie in Smash? That could be cool. But I'd like to see... Do you know who I'd most like to see in Smash? I would very much like to see Rainy from Geist. Because what you could do with that character would be incredible. I mean, my god. You could do so much with that. See what I did there with... Oh. Chomping it. Ah, yes. Okay. Let's play some Golden Axe. Arcade. I am terrible at this game. I've beaten it once. I'm not really much of a beat-em-up person, but I will always try to expand my horizons, you know? Like, even though, like, probably the genre I like the least are RPGs, but I will still go and play, RPGs. Like, I bought Bravely Default because I was curious about it and whatnot. There are RPGs I like. You know, like Final Fantasy VI, Mario RPG, and whatnot. If Pac-Man is in the next match, I hope that he has a better trophies and stage. Yeah, no, I'd love to see... Do you know what I'd really like to see for a Smash Brothers Pac-Man stage? Like, Inky's fight, in, the forest. That could translate really well into an arena. Just, like, you don't even have to really change much, but, like, you could just have, like, Inky in the background shooting blades at you and whatnot. I think that could be pretty cool. As far as, the Sega racing game? Yeah, I love the Sonic and All-Stars racing games. Those are great. Hi, Tanuki. Yeah. We're going back to the game I first played. The first time I really played games I remember was I went over to my uncle's house. Like, one of my uncle's house. He just got a Nintendo 64, and he had a bunch of games for it. And he had the following. I remember the games I played very well. They had Diddy Kong Racing. Alright, no, I'm just going to get on this thing. Come on. Good, no. Please, let me ride the lizard thing. Yes. Yes. They had Diddy Kong Racing, Mario Kart 64, 1080-degree snowboarding, Donkey Kong 64, and Rogue Squadron. I was like 98, 97. I have to go back. See you around 10, man. Alright. Alright. Onward. Shit. No, do not get on it. That's mine. Alright. See you, Tanuki. That was quick. Too fast for me. Now it's gone. Okay. I'm probably gonna just abuse this. Alright. Here we go. Yes, another one of these. No, that is mine. I don't even know what those things are called, but they're awesome. No, it is mine. Yes, no. Can these things breathe fire? Oh, saying bye to Tan Man. Okay. Golden Axe has been in the streets of rage. Yeah. I guess I kind of agree. Yeah. You can kind of tell I'm not much of a beat-em-up person. I wanted a trophy as spooky as... Yes, that would have been awesome. Instead, we got 2D sprite trophies and an MS Paint Town as a stage. Yeah, that was... Alright, and I have no more of those things left. Alright, come on now. Just die! Beat him up. Yes. I didn't take much issue with the... let's keep going with Golden Axe for a little while. I'm just going to use this another time. Oh, looks like I can't. Well, isn't that just dandy? I am... dandy. Oh my god, I'm having my ass handed to me because I suck at these games. Oh no, let's play Lotus. Alright. This game is really hard, but I am much better at it. Probably won't do super well in this stream, though. I wish Spooky was the main villain in the series. Yeah, he was, like, the best. He was the best. This theme song I love. This rendition isn't as good as the Amiga version, but that's kind of a tough act to follow. And it's... as far as Genesis translations of Amiga music, it's pretty nice. Yes. Fisherman was one of the PS2 games on PS4. Yes! I just want them to make a HD remake. Speaking of all this talk of Spooky, like, I've been working more on, like, concept art and things like that for the Pac-Man World fan game I've been planning on making. It's mostly in the planning stages right now. I've been writing, like, a game outline, just, like, writing on paper how I want the game to play, and whatnot, because, yeah, I just want to, basically, because before I didn't really have the resources to make a 3D game. Now I have the resources to make a 3D game, but I'm lacking a little bit in the know-how. So I've been trying to gain the know-how so I could make a 3D platformer in the vein of Pac-Man World 2. So I've been, like, if I wanted a sequel to Pac-Man World 2, how would it play out? So, have you ever wondered how Pac people's names work? Yes, like, all the time. That's, like, in, like, the Pac Guy review, I want to do, like, a joke about, like, how that, works. Which will never happen because all of anime games... So many anime games, yeah. Please, more Pac-Man. I know they're bringing Pac-Man 256 to PS4 and Xbox One. I think Wii U as well, but I could be wrong with that because the Wii U at this point is just not really there as much. Okay, come on, come on. Yes, 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 yes. Aha! That's the thing with this game. Like, there's so much tension in, like, trying to get to the checkpoints, especially as you go on. Yes. All right, the ramps. Remember the ramps. Yes, the log ramps. Yeah, because it's always like everyone is basically named Pac-Man, but they have like a different suffix or pronoun or whatnot. Klonoa, oh, Klonoa is great. I only have the first one on PlayStation 1 through the PlayStation Classics on PS3, but I've had a lot of fun with Klonoa. It's a great game. Klonoa is awesome. It is. It is. But yeah, one thing I intend on uploading now... Shit. This game is really hard. It's hard to get to the end in time. How far did I get? Oh, no, it was right there, too! That's always what happens. That's always what happens. Let's go at it again. Of the Game Boy Advance Klonoa games. I haven't been able to play any of them, is the thing. Alright, let's do it. Marks. Set. Go! My favorite thing about this port, though, is... in the original Amiga game, if you drove under a truck, you'd hear this yeehaw thing, and now that sound effect is mapped to one of the buttons. If you press C, you get it. It's the yeehaw button. Yeehaw button. Yeah, I really should get around to playing more Commodore. There's so many games out there that I just need to just sit down and play more. You know? I always try to, like, go out and see what I can find. I might not always talk about what I find. Yeah, like, I really like just seeing what I can find. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Oh my god, this is great. Whoa. There's actually a game, there's kind of like a pseudo resurrection of Lotus Turbo Challenge in the Top Gear games, called Horizon Chase on iPhones. Like, it's great. Like, and they even got Barry Leach to do the music. I love Barry Leach music. He's really good. Come on, checkpoint, 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 checkpoint. My friend theorizes about how Pac people reproduce. He has a theory that their noses aren't actually noses. I'm reading the chat and it's like, I can't pay attention to this. This probably isn't the best game to be playing while trying to converse with people. Whoop. Yeehaw for emotional support. Always yeehaw for emotional support. 10, 9. If I get a game over, I'm switching to Lotus 2, or Lotus 3 more accurately, which is very likely right now. Yeah, no. One thing that I do like is that is sometimes when you, like, the most satisfying thing in this game is, like, if you run out of time, your car still keeps going, so sometimes you run out of time, and then you make it through the check when you regain time. It's like, yes, I'm going to keep going. Alright. Lotus 2, or Lotus 3. Anyone here know Japanese? I want to take a... I am the last person... No, I am a monolingual idiot. I am terrible at speaking other languages. Outside of English, all I can speak is really bad French. Je suis fromage, et mon frère est un poisson. That's probably, like, my favorite thing to say in French. I am cheese, and my brother, he is a fish. I can't hear the music, so I'm just gonna go through random songs. And I haven't played this game... I haven't played this version in a long enough time to really see who... Yeah, like which tracks correspond to what songs, if that makes any sense. Because then I always... And he could read Japanese games. Yeah, that'd be great, actually. Like, for instance, like... It'd be great for, like, being able to play, like, unlicensed... Like, not unlicensed. Untranslated RPGs or, like, games that haven't been translated. I have no idea what song is playing right now as I'm driving along, but this game is really fun. There's also a course creation system in this, just like in the Amiga version, so you can make your own stages. It's not very conventional in the way it does it, because it relies much more on like, basically you have a bunch of settings, like how many what's the environment, how many turns do you want, so it's kind of determined for you, but also customizable. So that's how it works. Because then I can review Japanese games and review them for my own. Yeah, that could be helpful, actually. Evidently, I like when it comes to retro games in particular, I'm much more into the European stuff. I really like... I mean, I'm a big fan of the Amiga, so how could I not? And Commodore 64, holy crap. The music on the Commodore 64 and Amiga is just amazing. So much polyphony out of so few channels. Like, it's crazy. I mean, the guys who worked on those things were geniuses. The composers. Alright. Ooh, yes. The only thing that I don't like so much about this port, which is really minuscule, is they don't have Space Ninja, and they don't have Metal Machine. They do have an original song composed for this game. Do you know of Ty the Tasmanian Tiger? I started gaming in the early 2000s. Of course I have Ty the I have Ty 2, actually, but it's not with me. I'm letting a friend borrow it. The first game is on Steam? Oh, hot dog. Is it the first game, or is it, like, the 2D one? Just call it Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. But yeah, I've played Ty. Ty 3 is my favorite. Yeah, I keep hearing that a lot of people really don't like that one for the same thing, for a lot of the same reasons why I don't like Pac-Man 1 3, but I haven't played it, so I can't really say anything about it. If I play, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it an open mind. Never played Ty. Basically, I wouldn't say the Ty games are, like, the best 3D platformers are around from that generation, but I could definitely see the sentimental appeal. And they're far from the worst either. So much speed! Come on, step it up! You're too slow! Will I make it to the checkpoint? No, because I am too slow. Psych! Alright, next race. But no, I really like the Lotus games, except for the one on GameCube. That one's awful. But yeah, oh, back to the Pac-Man World Return of Spooky. I started composing music for the Space World. I wanted to compose a few more tracks for it, so I could do what I did with the castle theme. And I wanted to also put more engine tests and like concept art up. Maybe I'll like do concept art for each of the stages in the Space World to accompany the music. So it's not just like a black screen with the logo, the placeholder logo. Out of time. Yes, that's what I was just talking about. Excellent. So much wind. What is the worst game you have ever played? That's a tough question, because really for me, I don't think there's such thing as a best game ever. I don't think there's such thing as a worst game ever. There's no apex, and there's no bottom of the barrel. Yeah. Let's see. Pac Guy Resurrection is up there. I've played Hong Kong 97 years ago for a review request on an old channel, and that was really bad. A lot of the games on the Dream Gear 50-in-1 plug-and-play system, Pet Shop in particular, and let's see what else. Star Fox and the Atari 2600, not the Super Nintendo one. I love the Super Nintendo one, but no, there's an official game called Star Fox that predated the Super Nintendo game. Out of time, of course. Game over. And Winter Sports The Ultimate Challenge on the Wii. And a lot of the shovelware games on the Wii. Big Rigs Over the Road Racing. I have not played that. Heard of fucking ugly, right? Star Fox Zero. Oh my god. Yeah. It was interesting because a friend let me borrow that. And the motion controls sucked, but you can diminish the effects of it. You could limit how much motion controls the game uses. You can't completely remove them, but honestly, the game beyond, like, the level design is actually pretty nice. There's, like, one of the levels is, like, the epitome of what I look for in a Star Fox game or a game like it. The Pac-Man had 6 other Pac-Man games. We went over one. What about the other 5? The other 5 are if you look up the other 5, they are pretty much the exact same thing. The other Pac-Man games it's the same shit. Star Fox Zero, yeah, I honestly, with Star Fox Zero, I like it, but I would have liked it more if it wasn't for the motion controls. I got to the point where they don't bother me too much, but there was definitely a difficulty. There was a definite learning curve around it, and basically, at this point, if it wasn't for the motion controls, I would say it's a great game. Because of the motion controls, I would say it's a good game with issues. If that makes any sense. Alright, let's change games. Alright. Let's play a little Battle Squadron. And this version is really difficult. Harder than the Amiga game, which was already really difficult, but it's a fun game. Let's go over it pretty quickly. Alright, after this, I'll just do 2 more. I'll do Turrican and Universal Soldier. Have you seen 3D Maze Man? Yes, I have. Those tracker modules, man. Those sexy, sexy tracker modules. That music. 3D Maze Man, I haven't played it, but it actually does look fun. I will say that. I do want to play that. Alright, that should do it. The classic blow the cartridge trick never fails, except when it does. Haha. The original soundtrack was done by Ron Claren, but I think this version was converted by Rob Hubbard, I believe. I hope I'm getting his name right. Have you played Packer? Oh, that meme. Do not bring it back. Please. Please do not bring Hack Hero back. Oh, God. Oh, my God. If you actually look at the game, it's terrible. Oh, and I gotta love... Commander Mayer's, look in his face, I have a feeling that he's feeling up Flory. Good God. No, I've always laughed my ass off at that image, because, his face is, so malicious that she's just kind of spacing out. I have a song for that guy. Is it an original song? Because... Pat Guy had no original music, so if you create a song for Pat Guy, it's a step up already. Oh, now, Commander Barry Mayers is not feeling as pervy. Oh, boy. Booty. I've only got a new Pac-Man game, yeah. Okay, actually, are you a super... big fan of the Pac-Man game? Yeah, that's actually what a lot of people if you're new to this channel, that's what tends to get the most views and discussion going. I love the Pac-Man series, and a lot of people who watch my channel equally so. So I end up talking about Pac-Man a lot, A, because it's something I'm passionate about, and I can talk about for great periods of time, and also it pleases a lot of other people. At points I feel like I should have a little more variety, so I've been trying to add more. Last review with Pac Guy Resurrection, I could not resist. That was just, the ultimate WTF game. But, yeah, I tend to review, Iridian 3D, Another World, and other things like that. Why do I not monetize my videos? Basically because, for a few reasons. The monetization system is pretty weird. And I have to set up an account with Google that handles finances, and I'm just Google finances. And I kind of mean to do this as a hobby anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much to me. Why did they change the name to factor5fanatic? Well, because it's factor5fanatic is much more representative. Basically, it's more appropriate because my name is not Fred. I'm not like not even remotely. That was the reason why I chose the name Fred Moore too in the first place was because in like 2007 when I first started YouTube, I initially meant it as a means of promoting the games I was making in GameMaker, the awful games I was making in GameMaker at the time. I have a song. Oh, was Booty your Pac Guy song? Yes, I do like it. You're not Fred? No, my name is not Fred. Fred Moore and Bob Moore was like, those were two characters that like appeared in a lot of my games that I was making. Like these terrible games. Do not play them. They're just, I might resurrect the series because why not? I'd like there to be a good Fred Moore and Bob Moore game. Where are your old GameMaker games? The world must know. They used to be on the GameMaker Sandbox. First they had the GameMaker site where anyone could post games on it, then it was demoted to the GameMaker Sandbox when Studio came out, and now I think they completely got rid of the GameMaker Sandbox. Because I can't find the old stuff anywhere. Subscriber. So far watching your Amiga Turrican reviews, good stuff. Yeah, I'm big on Turrican. Oh my god, I love that stuff. Just playing Mega Turrican earlier. Oh, the Game Over theme in this. Yeah. I highly recommend listening to the Amiga version of this song because while this is good, the Amiga version of this is just wow. All right. Speaking of Turrican, let's play the Accolade ports. What could possibly go wrong? And then we'll end on cool spot bonus stage. So, okay. I like watching videos on retro PC games, there just aren't enough other stuff on YouTube. Yeah, I kind of agree. I do watch a lot of lazy game reviews. Clint is amazing with that stuff. I love his stuff. And the Tactile series is great. And this cover art is hilarious. It looks nothing like Fred McGuire. It looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger being eaten by a happy bug. It's hilarious. Okay, and actually there's a really funny story about that image, because it was written by, I even beat Bubsy 3D, I'll never do that again. Yeah. Oh my god. Actually, I have, like, one of my friends, whenever she comes over, the game she wants to play, like, completely ironically, of course, is Bubsy 3D. Like, I have, like, all these games around it. What is the game of choice? Bubsy. I'm sorry everybody won't lie, I like Bubsy 1. Yeah, the earlier Bubsy games that I've played, like, there are a lot of cheap deaths, but there are redeeming qualities. That title screen just yells, "Kill me!" Okay, we're gonna see it again. That's Boobsy. Bubsy for Smash, yes. I approve. I approve of this message. Okay, so this image was, apparently, it was credited under the name Boris. However, it was actually done by, the person credited's wife, Julie Bell, who's actually a very accomplished artist. But she credited as her husband, which is hilarious. But in the game Apidia, which is actually one of the games that I have the most requests to review, and I intend to review it soon, they... in the credits, there's like a bunch of fake comments. And like one ugly Turrican, Boris. Okay, let me alter these controls. Jump, fire. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, I'm not going to do too much of the crazy-ass, I'm not going to do too much of the crazy-ass glitch with the controller. I've been laughing about that for months. It was so great to do a video on that. Seriously, like, I am way too happy with how that video turned out. Oh, and this health meter can go screw itself. Oh my god, it is such a pain to work with. Oh wait, platforms, yes. Bubsy 3D, it is literally a platformer. I'm not really a JonTron fan, but yes. Shit. You die so quickly in this version. And from what I can tell, this is partially due to because... Let me get that stuff. The difference between PAL frame rate and NTSC frame rate. This was, I believe, was designed for PAL systems. But they didn't... But the Genesis cartridge... And the NTSC Genesis cartridge is the exact same thing. Like, they didn't adjust anything, so it'd run at the same speed on both consoles. So it's a lot faster here, which kind of highlights the collision detection and health meter issues. And the presentation isn't particularly that great. The music, in particular, is not Turrican standards. Some songs turned out okay, but, kill that armadillo. Alright. Boobsy Boop Cat 3DI is the best platformer of all time. Why do PAL games have lower frame rate? Well, difference in standard, I think it's because of certain weather conditions that were over there. I don't think that's the case anymore. But it definitely was in the days where it was much more, like there was more interference connections due to issues in like Britain. I believe. I wouldn't know. But I have looked it up. I haven't looked it up in ages, but yeah. I had an idea for a Pac-Man RPG similar to Paper Mario. What do you think of it? Actually, there's potential there. There is potential there. I actually think go for it if you can do it. You want me to make music? I can make music for him. Because I like making music. Do you know Mario to Plumber? Yes. I don't really pay attention to that stuff, though. I'm sorry to say. Alright, let me get these one-ups. You're a musician? Yes! I could do no damage runs of Mighty Number 9 and my Mega Man Zero. I haven't played Mighty Number 9, but for Mega Man Zero, that's pretty damn impressive. Oh my god. Okay, come on now. Woo! Yes. Got that one up. Got that one up. Whoa! Gosh, I've just completely wasted it. And you're 13. Wow! That's great. If you want another challenge, go for, Adrian, go for, the Rendering Ranger on Super Famicom. That game is brutal. In fact, oh, that picture you drew of Jungly Steps was drawn with the Pac-Man RPG invite? Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I've been meaning to get to, like, composing a rendition of that. Because, like, one of the things is, that's been far more, that's not one of my, Jungly Steps is not one of my favorite Pac-Man songs, but it's, like, I've been thinking about, like, ways I can play with the instrumentation to, like, make the intervals and notes, more pleasing and whatnot. While still, like, maintaining, like, mysterious, because, yeah, like you said, the song is supposed to be like atmospheric, repetitive, and whatnot. So yeah, I was going to go for like a more... I was going to play around with some of the melodies and whatnot, and instrumentation. Make a version of that song. Okay, whoa! The Iron Fist. In one of the Turrican comics, well, there was like a comic in a ZX Spectrum magazine, where that fist boss was called the Steel Gauntlet. And a lot of people either call him the Iron Fist or call it the Iron Fist or the Steel Gauntlet. I call it the Iron Fist because I think that fits better, and you might think, well, it's like something official Turrican calling it the Steel Gauntlet. Clear to call it the Steel Gauntlet, but that comic called Brad McGuire Mr. T. It's fucking hilarious. Alright. Okay. Power line. Laser. Spread shot. Power up. This version is so difficult, though. It's fun for me now because at this point, I've mastered the Amiga game, which is already a pretty difficult game. Oh crap, I'm so screwed. Okay. Whoop! Jump around platforms. Collision detection makes it so much better. Okay. Good! Yes. Bad. Yeah, if you guys want to, could you do a no damage run for Turrican or Turrican 2? Probably not. It's not that kind of game, actually. Like with one of the things, one of the advantages to Turrican and Turrican 2, how they were set up, was that while you took continuous damage, or there was no invincibility meter, in pretty much every version except this, here they kind of ruined it, but yeah, yeah, like you could, like, if you felt like you were about to take a hit, you could have it so you could only touch an enemy for, like, you would only touch the enemy for, like, the smallest amount of time, and it would only take off, like, a pixel of your health meter. I'm sure someone... I mean, I remember one guy talking about how you could get through the original Turrican without losing any lives, which is, like, insane. I think he posted some videos of it. But getting through this game, especially the Genesis version, my god, without getting hit is, like, crazy. Someone needs to do it then. Okay. Surround. Whoop. But yeah. I mean, the same people also released ports of Turrican to the Game Boy and TurboGrafx 16, and those don't have the health meter issue. Turrican for the Game Boy in particular is actually a pretty serviceable port. It's missing the jetpack levels and the level in between, but it's still Turrican, and it's missing a lot of the music, and the music that's there isn't particularly done that well, but like, the levels are still just as big, the game still is, for the most part, pretty polished. Do I prefer the Amiga version? Yes. Oh, shit. Died right in front of the 1-up. What's your favorite Turrican game? This is an area where I fall completely in the majority consensus. Turrican 2, The Final Fight. That's not just my favorite Turrican game, that's my favorite platformer, period. It is, like, oh my god, I love that game. Actually, we're going to play a weird port of it next. How have they replaced the Turrican sprite with Jean-Claude Van Damme? I'll get more into that later. When we get to that. Oh my god, I'm probably not going to get through this entire game or whatnot. But, like, after the first world, would you make a Turrican fan game? I've been working on least favorite Turrican, when THQ had the license, they made, like, they tried rebooting the series as, a cell phone game. They tried making a cell phone reboot, and it didn't work. Imagine, like, Sonic Genesis on Game Boy, where everything was, like, cropped up and glitchy and whatnot. Imagine that cropped even more so, and trying to handle with levels like this with this kind of exploration focus, it just didn't work. And, like, some of the bosses were, like, just as big as the screen, so, like, it was bad. But back to the Turrican fan game. I've been making a game in the same style for ages. It's just been very time-consuming, and I've had so much life get in the way that I haven't been able to complete it, even though I'm so damn close to finishing it. I've been so close to finishing this game for, like, a year, and, like, all I need is... I really don't need to work on that much, and it'll be done. The most I need to do is cutscenes. And that'll be the most intrusive thing. Whispers want to get a leaked build of Mighty Number 9. I'm not sure. I'll look at more gameplay and see. You could personal message me the link if you want, or whatever. Because yes, those still exist, actually. Okay. Ever thought of having the story being told through pantomime cutscenes? I have dialogue and everything written out, but I could do it in, like, a stylized kind of still image kind of sense, kind of like some of the things in Infamous on PS3. Mighty Number XJ9. XJ9! Oh my god, I used to watch My Life as a Teenage Robot, like, as a kid quite a bit. However, my mom used to block Nickelodeon, so, like, once she started doing that, like, I couldn't. Oh my god. Soon they're gonna make a Mighty Number 9X. Oh my god. I honestly like how they, continued, how they converted this song. This song came through pretty nicely, actually. Why would she block Nickelodeon? My mom is crazy. She's always been kind of a control... Basically, any ploy to get control, she'll take it. However, I used to trick her. What do you think of video games causing violence? I think that's bullshit. I think there's something wrong with these people to begin with if they're citing, if that sort of thing has happened. Really, there's so much stuff said about that. That I really don't have much to contribute to the whole video games causing violence issue. I really just don't have much to contribute. Basically, everything I can say has been said by other people. Really, because I like really, I like really action-oriented fighting games. Not fighting games, but I really like action-oriented games, like, and things like that. And I'm like one of the least violent people you could meet. Well, there are probably more, but yeah, you get the point. Like, I don't really go around. Basically, I just try to be, like, nice to everyone and whatnot, because I think that's helpful. I try my best not to be judgmental and whatnot, because I'm honestly not much in a position to be. I'm really not much in a position to talk. It'd be hypocritical for me to judge other people, because I'm a plethora of things. Some of which I've gone into in other videos. Yeah. Whoop. So I played GTA. I can't because of that mentality. Yeah, if I would ever play GTA, it would always be kind of I wouldn't go announcing it to my parents. Even when I became old enough to play it. Because despite my high-pitched voice, I'm in my 20s now. I'm gonna be 22 sometime in the future. Well, what do you think of Undertale? I have not played Undertale. I've been kind of waiting until I don't hear about it as much, so I could kind of come to my own conclusions about that. I have respect for it already, because I've worked with Game Maker for years. I think it could do so much, but no one ever uses it correctly. Everyone just uses Game Maker and things like that as an excuse to being lazy, and that bothers me. So, yeah, I really like... Hang on, let me see if I can get through. Yeah, it is the parents' responsibility to make sure the games are appropriate for your kids. Absolutely. Okay. Looks like I can't glitch that wall. It's best experience blind. I thought so. It seemed like that kind of game. Oh, what's your idea for a video game, Adrian? Oh, boy. Do-do-do-do. Maybe I'll stop, like, after the third world or so. We're already, like, almost halfway through the second world anyway. They're kids, the difference of right and wrong. These new age parents are so damn lazy, relying on their media to parent their kids for. Yeah. I mean, there is the issue of the care deficit. Like, because of the economy situation, like, more parents have to work. Like, often both parents have to work in order to maintain, everything, keep everything under control. So to that degree, I kind of understand, but I do think, yeah, in like the developing years, it's one thing when they're an adult and they've moved on and their parents, let's say, did everything right. But yeah, I think that especially in the development years, like a child is the parent's responsibility to keep under control and whatnot. I mean, to a degree, it's hard to control kids. Kids are kids. I've been an out-of-control kid myself. Yeah, I guess those are my thoughts on that matter. What is the hint, Adrian? What is the idea for a video game? The art style is an anime, and the game takes place in... Okay, the main character is 15 and is half Atlantean and half Asian. I actually don't really know what to think about that at that point. There's a lot of Japanese-influenced games out lately, especially in the indie scene and whatnot, and of course, coming from Japan. So, for me, my issue with a lot of that stuff is, like, a lot of it can blend together. It's one of the main reasons why I've been trying to make a game in the vein of, like, Turrican and whatnot, and, like, the Euro platformers. That, and I also love exploration. I love more exploration-heavy platformers like this. Yeah, what's the gameplay like? Yeah, that's a better question. Alright. Come on, I just want to... Okay, good. Now I can't get to what's over there, but that's okay, because I know where the one-ups are. Ha ha ha. Superpowers in the game, sort of like Infamous. That sounds pretty interesting, actually. Japanese influenced Infamous. Gameplay is like Infamous. Yeah. Ooh, yes. We played Minecraft. My brother used to be really into Minecraft, then he stopped. He used to do Minecraft videos a lot. Alright, let me get these I've never really been much into Minecraft, but if you just let me play it for a while, just let me explore, I could be at it for a while, I suppose. Probably wouldn't be doing anything too practical, like crafting or anything. What is your idea for a game? Button pressing simulator. Game of the year. Guaranteed. Wins the Factor 5 Fanatic seal of approval. Half Asians along the way to help them. Cool. Alright, ooh, yes. Alright. Elevator to 1-ups. Elevator to 1-ups. Also, Hotel Mario 2. I've actually played Hotel Mario. It's really repetitive, but it's actually not that bad. What's your real name? Fredmore II? No, my name is, my birth name is Edward. Hello. Alright, almost through this. I can't believe I have 30 lives in this really hard version of this game. Oh my god. You know what they say, the more the merrier. Shit. No! The game is hectic, I'd be dead. This game is hectic, I'd be dead 50 times over by now. Yeah, no. The Amiga version is already a really, really hard game. But this version is like absolute insanity. I'd only recommend it to people who are already really good at the Amiga version, or Commodore 64, or Atari ST, or whatnot. I'd play the home computer versions first. All toasters toast. Yes, those cutscenes are amazing. Can you have voice acting, Game Maker? Yes, you can actually. I've orchestrated my own music for Game Maker games as well. That's one of the reasons I learned music so I can make this like Turrican-inspired platformer. I hope she made lots of spaghetti. I used to, no, in like 2007, one of the things I did was I'd make those really bad YouTube poops. I'd have to dig around to see if I still have some of them, but yeah, like, I used to do that shit like all the time. That's Mama Luigi to you, Mario! And what do you have going to Atlantean temples to gain new powers and learn more about the world? Okay, Adrian, if you... Seems like you have an idea for a game going. Definitely see what you could do about making it a reality. Exercise your vision, damn it. I'd definitely start off with like some of the easier game engines. Now Undertale owns the spaghetti memes. Yes. Papyrus and whatnot. I haven't played the game, but I know people who are like really into it. This reminds me of Metroid. Metroid was one of the influences to this game. It was the two biggest influences for this game are Psychonix, Oscar, and Metroid. However, Julian Egebrecht was also a big Mario fan, so they incorporated more Mario elements as the series went on, especially in Turrican 2. Who thinks would make a good game? Whether or not your idea would make a good game, it all depends on the execution. It sounds like you have a lot of ideas on like a presentation and a narrative gameplay, and the gameplay style you're going for has proven to be done well before. Again, I like Infamous. Not one of my favorites, but I do like Infamous. But yeah, if you have an idea, definitely go for it. Like, absolutely. And the earlier you can get started in game development, like, the better, actually. Even if you don't start off doing... like, even if your earlier projects don't hold up well in your own eyes and in comparison to your later ones, it's really good to start at a young age and really get passionate about this stuff. I say go for it. But yeah, one of the key differences between Turrican and Metroid is that the way the way Metroid handles exploration, it's a bunch of linear quarters linked together in a non-linear way, and you have to get certain things in a certain order. For the most part, they're like secret items and whatnot. Yeah, like it's mostly point A to point. If you know where everything is or have an idea, it's mostly in the games like Super Metroid where there's a map system. It's like point A to point B to point C to point D. In Turrican, it's just really wide open levels, so you can basically just do what you could just kind of approach the game however you want. If you want to just rush to point A to point B, you could do that. If you want to just screw around and explore, you could do that. You could just, and I really like games with that level of freedom. That's one of the reasons why I like games like this. All right. Someone made a remix of Sans theme with the melody of Robot Patrick's theme from Battle for Bikini Bottom. Oh, that sounds hilarious. All right. See this level? Goodbye. I love this glitch. I don't know how in tune that is or on time that is, but because I can't hear the audio. But yeah. Ooh. This level is tricky. That prior stage is really where it starts getting. Even in the Amiga game, that prior stage is where the difficulty curve like really starts shifting into higher, and especially seeing how this version is much harder. Of course, this is, yeah. It's even more so here. Watch out for the shooting shurikens. Shuriken and Turrican. Haha. I really want to play the Commodore 64 version now that I have the Commodore 60. Well, I played the Commodore 64 version, but I'm going to get one of those adapters, those SD card adapters, where you can just hook in that serve as a floppy drive, and you can just read the ROM images on the Commodore 64, because they actually found out, they found an NTSC ROM of the original Turrican on Commodore 64, which is like awesome. So I can at least play that. But yeah, at this point, I've really just been on my Commodore, on my 64. I've really just been playing Miss Pac-Man and just screwing around with BASIC. Whoa! Oh, this is so difficult. There's a reason why it's good to accumulate this many lives. Whoa. This version can be fun if you are already good at the original game. I've played it so many times that, of course, I fall in that category. I'm not the best, but I'm pretty good at it. This version is just incredibly sadistic. Oh boy, oh, I'm getting my ass handed to me. Ever hear of MyManware.com? Yes, I believe I have. I think they have the PC version of Turrican 2 on there. Which isn't as good as the Amiga version, but it's still a pretty good port, I guess. Has a few more problems. Like, there's like these like really weird parts where you're like, if you could get trapped and you have to start the whole game over again due to like some glitches in that version, which yeah should not be there. I wish they had everything. I really want there to be a new Turrican game. I mean, the fans have been like doing really good with 2D ones like Hurricane Under Earth, I'm sorry, Morgul's Revenge, or Morgul's Return, and whatnot. But at the same time, I would really... And Gunlord, I can't believe I wasn't thinking about Gunlord on Dreamcast. I would very much like to see a 3D platformer. A 3D Turrican game. I mean, there's so much you could do with that. That would be amazing. I wish they'd have all the Amiga games readily available. There's one place you could go, I think it's called the Game Archive. That's a really good place to get Amiga ROMs, actually. Oh my god. Okay. It's time for Van Damme. I'm going to be playing Turrican 2 Van Damme Edition. Well, actually, I think, well, if you look at it, with a lot of 2D games that didn't work in, I intend to do a whole video about this, but the reason why a lot of a lot of the side scores that don't translate into 3D well, it's often like Japanese ones where it's much more about just straight on challenge and whatnot, whereas Turrican was already more about exploration. So I think you could take the same kind of exploration game design philosophy and really expand it. I think there's so much you can do with that. You'd probably have to readjust how the weapons work to fit 3D, but I don't think you'd have to do that much. It's kind of like platformers like Turrican and things like that tend to translate better. Like, for instance, the original Rayman is very much a Euro platformer with a similar kind of level design. And like Rayman 2, we all know how well that turned out. That's a great game. I love it. And when you actually look at the game design philosophy, they really didn't have to change all that much. So I think like a 3D Turrican game, like you could do everything the original games did and more. Actually, I believe. All right, time for Turrican Van Damme Edition. And the best part, the weird sliding glitch doesn't work in this version though, which is kind of a good thing. Now, only if I know a thing about game coding. Well, there's Game Maker and Unity for that stuff that make it easier. Unity is a bit harder to get a hold of because you actually do have to know some coding in order to do it. What makes Unity easier than a lot of other game engines is that you don't need as much coding experience. It does more stuff for you, and whatnot. But yeah, I recommend starting with like easier to use game engines and like really pushing to see what you could do with them. We have enough Pac guys and Fred Moore and Bob Moore games. Do I have Steam? Yes, I do. My username is incredibly obvious. Friend me if you like. That was another reason why I went for the factor5fanatic, because like literally that's my username pretty much everywhere else. Pac-Man World 2 is better than Mario 64. I love Mario 64 as well, but I do prefer Pac-Man World 2. But for different reasons, admittedly. Yes! Yep, my Steam name is factor5fanatic. No spaces though, but if you search that up, you'll find me. Now we're in the first stage of Turrican. Same music, same enemies, same everything. What I will give this game credit for is like it's better coded than the original. The port of this is the same guy who did the port of Turrican that I was just playing, and this is coded a lot better. Really, if this was just kept as Turrican 2, I really wouldn't complain. Like this is because other people have said this too. when the game tries to be Turrican 2, it's legitimately good at it. When it tries to be faithful to Turrican 2, it does a good job. But when it tries to be the Universal Soldier, it just doesn't work as well. And because this game tried to add new stages and it played around with the level order and things like that. The Universal Soldier stuff gets in the way of the Turrican stuff actually being, like, living up to its fullest. That's the major problem with this thing. It's the port of the original Turrican is much more faithful, whereas this is better coded, but it's not infrequently faithful. So Factor 5 is a developer that deserves more love. It's up there with 90s Rare and Naughty Dog Insomniac. Yes! I agree with you, SideQuest Gamer. I agree with you. I wouldn't have talked so much about Turrican if it wasn't for my love for Factor 5. Rogue Squadron and Turrican, I just love this stuff. They've done other stuff too, obviously. But those are the two main draws, Rogue Squadron and Turrican. I love this stuff. They also did, like, games based off... they did, like, games based off of Kellogg's cereals that were actually really decent. Like, not incredible, but they were pretty good. Though that was in conjunction with Rouser Advertainment, I believe. But yeah, Tony and Friends and Kellogg's Land is a pretty decent game. Mission Kellogg's, I can't play. I couldn't have played it too much because PC issues and whatnot. But like everyone I've heard talk about it is like, oh, so much nostalgia. Yeah. Oh my god, that is very true. Like, there are various reasons why I love Factor 5. For one, they really knew how to take advantage of the hardware to its, like, absolute fullest. They also knew how to, like, give their games depth while still giving them playability. They experimented with the gaming medium in very interesting ways, and a lot of them were very successful. They just had so much passion for gaming and whatnot, and their games are very difficult, but still very good. Like, they just have that right kind of challenge for me, where it's like, oh, let me give it another go. And you have to think while playing their games and whatnot. I really do really like, there's a reason why I call myself the Factor 5 fanatic, because I really am a Factor 5 fanatic. I love their stuff. They're by no means the only developer I really, really like, but still, like, they're my favorites undoubtedly. And that's why I was glad with Shinen, I think they're called. They brought back a lot of the stuff I liked from Factor 5. Like, Fast Racing Neo is kind of what I expected Factor 5 made, like an F-Zero game or something. No, I think I have a Twitter that I don't use. I think it's called, like, Ed's Game Corner or something. I think I did, like, 2 posts and that was it. It's like Zeroing, Pac-Man 2, the end. I think the profile picture is a badly lit image of my Amiga. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the music in this would have been better if, like, it was Chris Wolfsbeck translating it, but it's translated pretty well by my taste. It's still the Turrican 2 music. The only song I don't like how they translated was... No, there's 2. I don't like how they translated the Turrican 2 theme. I think it sounds awful in this, which is an accomplishment because it's the Turrican 2 theme, for crying out loud. And they also... The Great Bath. I really do not like the high-pitched, just squealing instrument that they chose. The other instrument they chose was much better, for, like, the second time they played the chorus melody. Alright, see you later, Tanuki. Good luck with your stream. Oh boy, it's this level. Oh no. Oh no! Oh my god. Okay, let's get through this. This is... Because one of the things that they did was, they took out the spaceship levels in this, and they replaced them with 3 ground levels that would, like, try to tie it into Universal Soldier better, but the level design in them really isn't that good. It's, like, here, it's, like, height clearance. There's this thing called height clearance. It's going to be more noticeable up here. These jumps, oh my god, I hate them. Okay, not these ones, but this, oh my god. Oh my god, height clearance! My god! Has there ever been a game where you've been really interested and really wanted, but when you actually played it, you hated it and all lost on? For me, that was Factor 5. No, that was Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, I think, like, some of the games from the 5th generation, like Ocarina of Time, were like that for me. I mean, if you guys like the game, that is totally fine. There are reasons to like the game. The atmosphere in Ocarina is really charming. The orchestration is good. The size and sense of exploration is there. But for me, it just didn't do anything initially. Like, I was sucked into the atmosphere initially, but then it kind of faded away, and leaving me to look at more at the level design, and I really don't think the level design is too good. I think the subsequent 3D Zelda games really improved it. Like, I think Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess are definitely better designed than Ocarina, though I have to play more of Twilight Princess in order to really go around saying that. But yeah, like, I've played Ocarina since the review, and here's the thing, it's fun when you know where everything is, and know the answers to the puzzle, because really it's a game that doesn't reward you for, thinking. It's a game that rewards you for knowing the answers to the puzzle already. Why am I subscribed to this channel? Never mind, it's a Sega Genesis Marathon. I probably did the right thing. What game really immerses the player? That depends on who you are, what your tastes are, what immerses you personally. For me, the most immersive game I've played is Rogue Squadron. And I've talked about that game enough. I love that game though. I might do a stream of that sometime. Who knows? That's my favorite game though. I just love the original Rogue Squadron. I used to go around saying like that was the best game ever, or that was the best game I've ever played, or whatnot. But more and more, I've gravitated away from the whole best game ever, or even anything remotely like it, because I really hate the. And oh boy, we got the pseudo-wrecked version of The Great Bath. I love this song in the Amiga version, but I hate the lead instrument in this when the melody comes in. Because, like, listen to the Amiga version, listen to any other... when I replayed Ocarina of Time, I played it on the 3DS, and I have to say that I like that version better. It fixed some, or lessened some of the issues I had. Now that I have played through the whole game and know where everything is, I can have fun with it. I can have fun with the game. I can boot up the game and have a good time. But the fact that the conditions on which that I do so, it kind of only reinforces some of the issues I had. Really, I think my review of it, I think, is like probably my biggest mixed bag review. It did. The color-coded corridors were good. Yes, I did, Alex Swartz. Yes, I did hear about the orchestral Turrican too. I think I mentioned it earlier in this stream. And I am so excited, my god. I'm so excited for that. I can't wait to hear, like, The Great Bath in orchestral. It'd definitely be better than this. Oh boy. But no, most of the music in this, I think, has been translated pretty well. Just infrequently. I like the version of the wall in this. I really like that version and whatnot. The final challenge sounds great for the most part and whatnot. But yeah, let's see how much of this game I get through. I think maybe like I'll get through this game and then I'll stop, because we're already pretty much halfway through. Do you own a PS4 or Xbox One? My brother has a PS4. And I don't have an Xbox One. There are some games I am interested in the PS4, and I might want to, and I'm motivated to try it out. But with the Xbox One, there really isn't much that grabs my eye. Then. I love how they replaced this boss sprite, which was a giant laser, with just a different giant laser. I don't know what the point is. I'm really interested in Uncharted 4. Yeah, it's an Uncharted game, so that immediately has my attention. I love the prior 3 games quite a bit. I'm planning on sometime in the future doing a 7th gen console video, like I did with the 6th gen, but spoilers, PS3 is my favorite. But I do like all of the consoles from that generation, each in their own way. I like the 360, I like the Wii, I like the PS3 and whatnot. They all have their draws to them. Do-do-do-do-do-do. 8th gen console video? Well, I want to wait and... In order for me to really recap on the consoles, I really need to wait until the console generation is kind of over in order for me to say how good a console is or isn't. You know? Yes, Metal Stars is groovy as fuck. However, there really isn't much that's interesting me about the 8th generation. Really, my favorite console this generation has been the Wii U, oddly enough. It has had the most games that have interested me, personally. Do you have Super Mario Maker? Yes, I do have Super Mario Maker. I might upload videos of some of my stages sometime in the future. But yeah, oh, deleting their... You deleted your levels? Oh, that sucks. They haven't deleted any of mine. So I guess I'm lucky. But yeah, no, actually, like, I'll get together with friends. Like, whenever I get together with a certain friend, like, what we do, like, all the time, this might be good for a stream, actually. This might be good for a stream. Like, he will always insist on having us play really bad Mario Maker levels. It's hilarious. We've seen some shit. That was the level you worked hard. Oh, that's the worst. How many hours did you spend on it? Oh boy. No power up. I'll grab the other shield. They changed the voice samples in this, obviously, but I love the... I love the voice samples in the original game. Spread shot, laser, power up. Those were the best. You had to do it 4 times. Yeah, that'd have to accumulate after a while. Yeah, what's weird about this Turrican port in contrast with the prior one is while the prior Accolade Turrican port was a lot harder than the original game, this is a lot easier. I mean, like, a lot easier. And oh boy, the awesome Gripper boss has been replaced with helicopters. Whoa. Helicopters. Oh boy. Normally I'd be able to get into a spaceship here, but there's no spaceship. Oh. Instead, we get the motel level. Yay. It's such a bizarre... Oh wait, no, it's not the motel level. It's traps! Yes! I forgot. Rest in peace, spaceship stations. Do I own an Oculus Rift for Vive? No, but I was playing around with VR stuff the other day. Yesterday, one of my friends invited me to like a developer meetup where we were talking about virtual reality and what could be done with it and like all that other stuff. It was very interesting. I really liked attending. I'd experiment more with virtual reality stuff if I had the equipment to test stuff out. But no, what I was going to say earlier is it's such a bizarre juxtaposition because here we have, like, 1 minute you're on the planet Landarin, and then you're on the, then you're just randomly, oh, here's a hotel. What version of Turrican do you most recommend? It depends on what game you're playing. The Turrican games relied on very different standards than a lot of console games because, well, they were German, and on the home computers. However, there are home console translations. I would start off with either Super Turrican or Mega Turrican. Those make adjustments that are more, so it's more accessible to console gamers while still being Turrican goodness, and they're very good at it. Yes? No, I'm busy! Sorry about that. But yeah, I'll probably stop sometime soon. But yeah, my favorite console Turrican game is Super Turrican on Super Nintendo. That game is awesome. I think it's still on Virtual Console, on Wii Virtual Console. Like, definitely look into it. It's fun as hell. It's great. One up. Oh, yeah, that sucks. I'm so sorry about that. I'm sorry, I don't know how to spell your name, or pronounce. Diction. Rip off Nintendo fanboy rage! The one thing I do like about this version is the slime monsters. You can ride them. Where are you, slime monster? I must ride you. That doesn't sound wrong at all. Okay, is there one over here? Yes! Onward! X-coin. Lick the fish. Alright. So long. Farewell. But no, there have been several attempts to try to make another Turrican game, primarily in 3D. There have been like 4 if you count like different versions of Tornado or Tornado. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's something that really bothers me about like Nintendo fanboys is like they always like look at like the most surfacey, most superficial elements and assume like they try to make a connection to that and whatnot. They assume like, oh, the whole game is because there's this one similarity. That means the whole game is a ripoff when disregarding like all the differences and whatnot. Like, I like Nintendo games. I wouldn't put them on the same pedestal I would Factor 5, though that at this point is pretty obvious. Yes. Wish the Turrican games would be brought to Steam. Yeah. Oh my. But there's been so much legal trouble with the series ever since the late 90s. Oh, it's been such a shame. Okay. Because, like, the Turrican license was split in half, actually. Factor 5 owned part of it, and Manfred Trends, the series creator, owned part of it. Factor 5 held on to the rights the whole time, but then the company that held the Manfred Trends half was held by Rainbow Arts. Rainbow Arts was bought by Soft Gold, and then Soft Gold was bought by THQ. They tried making a 3D Turrican game simply called Turrican 3D, but Manfred Trends, while still at the helm, was really pissed off by the lack of work ethic. Oh. Fun glitch time. Moonwalking. Yeah, so Manfred Trends really did not like. Now it's the motel stage. He did not like how it's turning out, and how like the people on the team working on Turrican 3D were much more concerned about money than making a good game. There's video footage of what they were doing online, and some of it actually looked really cool. But still, I could understand Manfred Trends' frustration with that. I mean, it's THQ. And then Factor 5 at the same time was trying to make Turrican 64, but then they had copyright issues. So they changed the name to Tornado, and then they started working on Rogue Squadron, so they put Tornado on hiatus, and then they resurrected it on the GameCube, but then that was canceled too, and then they started working on a PS3 reboot of Turrican that was canceled, and then the company went out of business. Now they make Nintendogs with fish. Oh shit, fuck. No, if they announce a new Commodore Pac-Man World game at E3, I'll lose my shit. The shit will be lost on account of awesomeness. Hide before the worms! The worms! Oh boy. You could pretty much tell which levels were originally in the game and which ones were made for this. Beautiful. What the hellery. And we're almost through this stage, and we're almost to the factory world. I would just want another David Logan soundtrack. I've been listening to some of his stuff on his SoundCloud religiously. Alright, time for the Genesis version of probably my favorite song in all of gaming. I love this stage, I love this song. Oh, it's so good. Not as good as the Amiga version, but still pretty nice. I also really like the animated background that they added with the ears and whatnot. That was a really nice touch. But this part isn't the factory itself, we're entering the factory. Now, that's one of the things that this game is missing, is the logical level progression. In the original game, you felt like you were progressing through a world. And here, everything is so fragmented because it's out of order, and trying to incorporate things that are from a completely different world, our world. So it's just this giant pile of juxtaposition. I'm going to go down on purpose. Time to fight Giant Lundgren. Oh, I haven't uploaded the concept art of Pac-Man Roll Return of Spooky. I'm planning on doing it in accordance to what next in the soundtrack I upload. Next, it's going to be the Space World. And you might recognize a little familiar melody. I'm not going to say which one. I incorporated something special into one of the arrangements. Shit, now I'm down here. Great. Yeah. No, in the original Amiga game, it's a giant steel dragon. But here, it's Dolph Lundgren. It's hilarious. Hey, Factor, what are your thoughts on Majora's Mask? I think it's designed better. I think the emphasis on masks and how they impact the gameplay was welcome, really nice. And I like how it brought unity to the gameplay between the overworld and dungeons. But at the same time, I really... some of the puzzles later on got really aggravating. Like, I think the Water Temple in Majora's Mask is even more frustrating than the one in Ocarina of Time. Okay, let me just try to get past here. I failed, but at least I already beat the boss. Yeah, how about a game with an emphasis on nothing? My favorite 3D Zelda game, and probably my favorite Zelda game in general, is Wind Waker. I really liked Wind Waker. Even with stupid Tingle. I still can't believe they made Tingle spin-off games. Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land. Alright. Oh boy. Mr. Walker's factory. However, there are no giant walkers in this one, unfortunately. Seinfeld the game. I think the animated background really brings out the most in this stage. I really like what they do with that. If this was, I swear to God, I've said this already, but damn it. If this was just a straightforward port of Turrican 2, this would be great. Oh, if you like the percussion in this, like, oh my God, like the anthology version just takes that to a whole new level. I love that. I love what they did with the drums in that one. Holy crap. Here the percussion doesn't really show, but the melody does. It does justice to the melody enough. Alright. I love this bounce shot. Really good for claustrophobic environments. Alright. Huh. Where will this take me? If anywhere. One-ups! Will this take me to the end? No. Oh, more! The secrets continue! Thoughts on the TAC games with the GameCube? I've emulated the first one. And I have to say, like, the visual design is gorgeous. I haven't gone too far into the games to really conclude on my thoughts on the gameplay. I'm sad that Avalanche is going out of business, though. Like, no, but the environments in, like, TAC games, at least the first one that I've seen, like, looked gorgeous for 6th gen. I mean, just utterly gorgeous. Oh boy, those gears are really grinding on my gears. That was awful, I apologize. That was like Pontac levels of bad. Boy. No giant walkers, just cars. What do you think of fan theories or head cannons? It depends on... I think people are entitled to come up with their own fan theories and whatnot. But when they talk about how their fan theories and whatnot as canon, without much support or anything, but are really irrational about it, then it's kind of irritating. But then again, at the same time, a lot of the people who really do that are younger. I think there's a place for fan theories. I've come up with a few on myself, so I'd be a hypocrite if I said there's like no place for them. Sure, go ahead. What are your Pac-Man fan theories? Oh, I have Turrican fan theories, so I just don't say that this is what happened. In we go. I love that they replaced the walking eyeballs with fingers for legs with tanks. These really out of place looking tanks that jump around. I love that shit. It's hilarious. Oh boy. Whoa. That actually could be. That could be funky. They should bring... One thing I want to do for Pac-Man World, The Return of Spooky, is like have some of the more obscure ghosts have like a bit more screen time. Like, instead of having the ghost gang just be the bosses and whatnot, I want to have, like, different ghosts. You fight mostly different ghosts. Like, I want, like, the first boss I intend to be for Kinky from Pac-Man Arrangement. But yes, like, I'm not going to go into, like, all my ideas for that game and whatnot. Some of them are, I'm trying to sort through them, because some of them are, like, really dark, and I want to perspective take a little. I've been trying to balance that off with the lightheartedness and whatnot. Like, have the game, present a tone that allows for the potential to be dark and silly in different places respectively, without having it feel too much of a juxtaposition. That's what I think, anyway. That's what I'm trying to do, anyway. It really depends on whether or not I can... how much I could program. Fan 3, Pac-Man was actually Pac-Man the whole time, and in the kind of Fight Club twist. Actually, one thing I find hilarious is that Namco's home division was called Namcot. Just Namco with a T anyway. That spelled backwards is Talkman. That's probably where they got the name. Yeah. I intend to also go into more of the, like, Pac-Man World 2's backstory and have, like, basically, all of the dark ideas I came up with for the fan game are, like, extensions of things that have already been established in the series. Because I wanted this stuff to feel natural. And I didn't want it to feel, like, edgy or whatnot. I just wanted it to be, well, dark. I think there's a difference between edgy and dark. Hell, even, like, the Pac-Man Negotiated Adventures TV show, like, actually has, like, some dark stuff in it. Can you upload gameplay? At this point, the fan game is in a pre-development phase. I can't really upload anything. I've really just been, I've just been doing, like, engine tests and, like, concepts and things like that. I'm still planning the game out. And I'm still, like, trying to finish a game I've been working on for years. I've been trying to finish this game for years, so once I finish that game, I'll be more active with trying to make the Pac-Man fan game, because part of the reason why I wanted to do it was to practice making a 3D platformer before actually making commercial 3D platformers. A lot of it hinges on whether or not I can get the butt bounce and rev roll to work properly. And if I can do that, then the game will pretty much be set. But I also, like, I've been playing around with the idea of, like, maybe having it be, like, a community project. Like, have, like, a bunch of different people, like, working on it. Because it is a more ambitious game and whatnot. And, like, different people can, like, do different things and whatnot. And, yeah. Challenge on my perspective on, like, what the game should be and, like, all that shit. Almost to the end. How do I feel about a T-rated Klonoa game? I'm not sure. I mean, it's possible it could work. But I don't really know how you would approach it. Because that's really where all these things really hinge on, is how you approach it. Yeah, actually, about how, like, the Pac-Man, the Pac-People's names being different variations of Pac-Man, like, it worked that way in the Ghostly Adventure TV show, at least. Like, Pac-Man's name isn't Pac-Man's Baxter, but he's awarded the title Pac-Man after being, like, the savior of their kind. So that could be, with that, Pac-People's names are given to them. That's interesting. Alright, time for the final challenge. Where we fight the extra giant Dolph Lundgren instead of the machine. Oh my. Nah. I don't know why I just like making random noises sometimes. Meanwhile, like, everyone else is like watching E3 and shit. Meanwhile, I couldn't care less at this point. It's been a while. I think the last year where I like really was like paying attention was like 2014. Like 2015, nothing really came out that interested me aside from Mario Maker. That was like the only thing, and even that I think was like hyped up earlier than that. And so on and so forth. I'll catch up on what's coming out after it's all over. To hell with E3. Yes. Random reskinned Genesis games are the are what we need to be focusing on. Shrek is Drek. Wait, this means that Chairman Drek is Shrek. Illuminati confirmed. Someone needs to make that. Like, someone needs to make a source filmmaker of Chairman Drek from Ratchet and Clank. Like, taking off his face and have Shrek's face on there. What are you doing in my swamp? And whereas Turrican 2 ended with on a very emotional note, this just has this. And it's playing the high score theme instead of the emotional freedom song, which is just amazing. I really can't wait to hear how they're going to handle that in the orchestral album. I mean, they did have, like, the Turrican 2 anthology suite performed by an orchestra, but this is probably going to be handled a little differently. Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Actually, one of... that retro game store near my house where, well, not near my house, but close enough, I told my sister about it, and then she comes back one time, and, like, I come back from work, and she's downstairs with a friend. We went to the game store today, and we hid something in this room, so I'm, like, walking around, like, cold, warm, hot, and near where I keep all my Star Wars VHS tapes and whatnot, there was a decently sized action figure of Shrek. Just randomly there. It was hilarious. Alright, so I think that's a good place to stop. I played vast majority... Oh no, cool spot. I could always do some of this stuff another time. I'm pretty burned out right now. So, yeah. The credits look like a Western, yeah, but it's not. It's just some random suburban home. In Ratchet & Clank, you fight against Shrek as the final boss. Yes. Yeah, this is a good place to end it. Alright. Anyway, if you guys have any further thoughts, feel free to message me or comment me or whatnot. Anyway, it's been great doing this. Like, actually, this was really fun. Probably do it more often. Alright.